a little bit. All the folks that have been waiting. Hello, make sure you like, share, subscribe to the channel. My name is Nomadic Kitty. I promise this live stream. This is a continuation of my last live stream because my last live stream I had to leave abruptly because my daughter was projectile vomiting on the floor. So just in case y'all didn't y'all didn't know, my daughter was projectile vomiting on the floor, and it was all over the floor. Not to be too TMI, but it was all over the floor. It was on the wall. I had to paint the walls. I had to paint the bottom. I spent like an hour and a half painting the bottom and the baseboards of my house. My house is white walls, y'all. My walls look beige. They're not beige. They're as white as this towel. But she is okay, Ice Queen. Hello. Yes, my daughter is okay. She ate pumpkin pie, okay, from a store called HEB. And I'm not trying to put HEB on blast. I think my daughter ate too much pumpkin pie. Like, she was really loving the pumpkin pie early, like before Thanksgiving. And then my daughter ate pumpkin pie, and she ate it while I was on a live stream. And then all of a sudden she got sick. And then there was some pumpkin pie left, and then we threw it away. We threw the pumpkin pie away. Nobody wanted to eat the pumpkin pie. I can't eat the pumpkin pie. I'm on a diet. Hello, Marie Miller. Hey, everybody. It's Thanksgiving Eve. For those of you who are not in America, tomorrow is Thanksgiving. It's a national holiday. Most people are off. I am off in theory. In theory. Now, me and my family, we really don't celebrate Thanksgiving like that. We don't really do Thanksgiving. However, my wonderful son, says he wants to attempt to cook some kind of food. So I don't know. I think we're gonna have like Korean food, some sides. My son's a vegetarian, so we'll see how that go. I don't eat carbs, by the way. If y'all want to know, I don't eat carbs. I don't eat carbohydrates, or sugar if I can help it. But I've been low carb for a long time. Did I get your email? I have to check. No. What email did you send it to, Samantha? Hello, Samantha. After seeing the chunks of pumpkin pie fly out of her mouth, everybody was kind of done. My daughter was done, and the pumpkin pie sat in there, and I threw it out yesterday. And it was like a small slice. Hello, Katina. Hello, Shelling P. Like, you were throwing up for 2 weeks? Oh my God. Yeah, my daughter just threw up, and then my daughter was really, really, really like her face was ashen pale. And I've never seen anything like that. Like, I was like my daughter, like, I ran out. My son beat on. He's like, Mom, Emma's, and so she's like, Mom, Emma's throwing up. I'm thinking like, oh, she's just throwing up in a trash can or something, or she's in the bathroom throwing up. No, she was trying to make it to the bathroom. So she was literally standing in the hallway. Her hair was like wet, and she was literally like, I'm sick, and just blah, blah. I was like, it just kept going. And I have these beach towels. So I stood there, and my son's like, Mom, I'm like, get the beach towels. So I had him go get 3 beach towels. And those beach towels are gone. I was like, just throw them away. Like, we had to get beach towels and gloves, and it was scary. I've never seen any person throw up like that. I've never seen like projectile. I've seen it in like little kids who were sick, but my daughter didn't have no stomach virus. It wasn't food poisoning, I don't think. She just got sick, so I had to cut my live streams. Yeah, she's better. You will hear a bunch of rumbling in the background. It's because my kids are here. And then I have my little cousins here, so I'm watching her for the week. So it's it's like 3 kids, 2 geckos, 1 cat. I'm just kind of like, all right, kids, y'all keep. But then Stranger Things debuted tonight. If y'all didn't know, I'm getting to the topic at hand. But Stranger Things debuted tonight. My daughter really loves Stranger Things, so she's all excited. So she's like in her zone right now. Like, she's been talking about Stranger Things all day. So yes, my daughter is better. So it's a party. It's a party here. So you hear yelling, talking. It's just kids, just my kids and my cousin. They're all like rambunctious and ready. And tomorrow I'm supposed to be off in theory. Now, legally I'm off, but I will log in tomorrow for work because y'all be working. One day I tell you guys I'm gonna do a video where I give you like the day of my life. Y'all can see how I get up at like 5:30 in the morning, and then how my day goes. Y'all will be exhausted. Y'all will be Like every day is like exercise and exhausted. Like every day I'm like, okay, let me get up, let me work, let me go to the gym. Okay, let me take care of my kids. Okay, let me go cook. Okay, let me edit videos. Okay, let me go do videos. Let me do shorts. Like I work up until like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. I don't get a lot of sleep. So, but anyway, so I hope everybody's having a good day. I didn't know how many people are going to be here on a Wednesday, but again, I wanted to do this live stream and I gotta tell you, I got some topics on hand. I need a rest. I know tomorrow I was supposed to rest, but I'm gonna have to help my son cook because he wants to cook food. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm helping you because he's a child. He's 15, so it's like I guess I'm sous chef. Yes, chef. Yes, chef. So I'm gonna be sous chef. Friday I may try to. No, I take that back. Friday I'll probably clean the house. We're gonna do it like it's spring, a winter cleaning. And then Saturday, no, Saturday I have to take my little cousin back. And then Sunday, okay, you know what? Never mind. I'm not gonna rest any this week. You know what? I'll be here Saturday. I'm gonna do it. I will be here Saturday for a live stream. Girl, I can't. No rest for the wicked. But I do have a list of topics that I've written down. Hello, that's ATP. That's ATP, and it F Bercy is ATP. But I have a list of topics, and I'm gonna do my face. I just got out of the shower, so that's the reason why. And this is what I bought. So this is okay. Let me hold it like this. This is TirTir Hydro Boost Enzyme Powder Wash. I've never used a powder wash. I've never used TirTir. My sister-in-law has a whole gaggle of tea. I was like, girl, I'm like, she should be doing this live stream, not me. I don't know if Jennifer's here, but like, girl, she should be doing this live stream. She has a whole gaggle, a whole collection of TirTir. This is my first TirTir. And again, I don't wear makeup. TirTir does makeup. They do facial stuff. I don't wear makeup because I don't know. I don't wear makeup because I don't go anywhere and I'm boring and I'm a basic bitch. So I'm just going I just keep it real. Like I don't go anywhere. Yeah, Jennifer, if you're listening. Yes, my son is kind of interested. He's kind of interested. I think he just likes to do it as a hobby. I don't think he would want to do it like full time, but I want him to cook. So I try to encourage him to cook all the time. But yeah, I'm a very basic bitch. So I'm not into makeup and hair and nails and fashion. I've faked it for quite a few years because I used to work. Well, I still work in corporate America, but I used to work in an office. Like I worked in offices all my life until the pandemic hit, and then I don't work in the offices. I don't even wear lipstick. I don't even like if I'm going somewhere, like if I'm going like if I'm going somewhere like going somewhere, then yes. Even like when we go to K-pop concerts, I don't wear any makeup. Like K-pop concerts, I put the hair on because I'm with Jennifer and I don't want to embarrass her because I love her and I don't want to embarrass her. And Jennifer's so glamorous and beautiful. Jennifer's so beautiful. She looks like a Barbie doll. And I was just like, well, I guess I got to get out of my basic bitchness today. And so I actually really, when I go to K-pop concerts, I'm really dressing up for her. Like I'm really trying to look good because I don't want to be like the odd person out. Cause so I'm dressing up really for Jennifer, y'all. I'm not dressing up for any, cause there's nobody for me to dress up for. Like when I go out with my kids, I'm like, who am I dressing up with my kids? When I'm running errands, I work from home. So it's like, I don't really go anywhere, TirTir is expensive. Is it expensive? This was like, by the way, $35. Katina said, here's a little treat for you. You may have seen the BTS Being Dirty Minded videos, right? I have seen a few of those, Katina. I ran across a short one this morning. You need to check it out. The video of BTS looking at some concept pics. Okay, concept, not concert. The lipstick is to give some color to my face because with it, it looks like I just got out of bed. Sugar introduced the video and he was looking good. I got it. What channel is that on, Katina? You got to let me know. I will go look it up right now. I will look it up right now. Dun, dun, dun. Y'all have my TV on I have internet on my TV and I have YouTube on my TV. So let me know what's the YouTube channel or the title. Oh, it's on YouTube. Okay, well, I have to find it, y'all. I have to find it because I've seen a lot of those videos. It's on YouTube right now, right? What do you mean on YouTube right now? On what YouTube channel? What YouTube channel is it? I'm like, y'all got to tell me before y'all get me up because I don't know. I don't subscribe to that many YouTubers. So who Which who whose YouTube channel? That's all I need to know. Just point me in the direction and I will find it. Look for BTS watching V ride a horse. Thank you, Katina. Let me write this down. Because y'all be giving me BTS watching V ride a horse. We will get back to that. We will get back to that. I'm gonna look that up. Like, I'm gonna look that up real quick. You know what? I'm gonna get to what I'm coming to get for y'all. I promise y'all. We're gonna look that up. You said Sugar look good. We'll see. Well, that's always. BTS watching. Girl, y'all done got me curious now. Y'all got me real curious. I'm like, okay, y'all. I watching. No, watching. Is it gonna pop up? Probably not, because it's not something I would. Watching V ride a horse. Did V ride a horse? Oh, oh, ooh. Okay. Oh, okay. BTS watching V horse riding. That did pop up. BTS reacting to Taehyung photo folio. Okay, so I guess this is BTS. I think I've seen this before. This is BTS. Yeah, okay. He has long hair. Okay, yeah, I see it. Let me see Sugar. Sugar's cute. Sugar's cute here. See, I could deal with Sugar. Like, I could watch this and be normal. I just can't watch the Marie Claire. Y'all know how I feel about the Marie Claire. I can't watch the Marie Claire longer than 5 seconds. Like the Valentine. Like, I'm still getting through it. I'm 2 minutes in. I'm 2 minutes and 35 seconds in, y'all. I'm making it through the Marie Claire video. Like, I can't make it through. Like, y'all pray for me, because I start having half flashes and I just be like, let me just shut it off, because just. But V does look good. Now wait a minute, tell me V. I may not make it through the video because of V. Because I love a man on a good. I love a man on a horse. Happy Thanksgiving, yes. Happy Thanksgiving. I guess Happy Thanksgiving. I don't know. Like I said, I just say that perfunctory because we don't really do Thanksgiving, but close enough. But yeah, this video is just cool. I hope. Let me try to turn it down, because they be trying to copyright me. But thank you guys for suggestions. I will be watching that late at night. So anyway. I have to. So I'm going to be doing a video about the All Day Project. I'm going to be doing a video about the All Day Project. It got a little dirty minded, did it? Okay, I definitely got to watch it, girl, late at night. I'm doing a video about the All Day Project. It comes out tomorrow about the All Day Project, them winning a Daesang thing. I have another video on my channel about the All Day Project already that I did months ago, because I don't like them. And so I'm just going to be candid. I don't like them. And so y'all can check that out tomorrow. I just did a video talking about why K-pop doesn't catch a hold in Western audiences, because somebody actually was in my comment section on one of my videos and asked me that question. And I was like, that would make a good video. I'm like, thank you, whoever asked me that question. I was like, okay. So, yeah, I keep cranking out these videos, but yeah, they saying, yeah. You saw that about the All Day Project? Girl, about them winning that Daesang, girl. I was like, wait till y'all see my video. Because I can't with them. I can't. And again, I said in my video, it's the talk of the industry. It's like, if y'all think the fans are talking about it, people in the industry are talking about it as well, about the situation. And it's suspicious. It is suspicious. It is. It's weird. A lot of fans from different groups. Yeah, a lot of fans, they've come together on it. All the fans have come together and been like, girl, everybody was like, wait a minute, hold on. Yeah, they think Annie, she's the granddaughter of Samsung. She's the Chabo child. And again, I'm just going to say this, because I didn't say it in my video tomorrow, but I'm going to reiterate again. This is what happened when you choose effing groups based on influencers. This is what happens. And I said All Day Project is one of many reasons why K-pop is not taken seriously by people in the West and international fans, because of groups like that who are inauthentic. They literally just took a group of well-known people, influencers, people who are already known in the business. I don't know what the hell Bailey is doing in this group. Again, I said it in my video. That makes my eyes itch. I don't know why Bailey is in this group, but Bailey is in this, and I respect Bailey. And I was like, Bailey, what the fuck is Bailey? Like, I was cussing. I was like, Bailey is in this group. Bailey is a great choreographer. I was like, girl, what you? Are you going broke? How much do they pay you? This is what happens when you have a K-pop group full of influencers and people known online and models and shit. I'm just like, okay, they got one dude that's a rapper. I'm like, okay, you all right, I guess. And then the other chick that was supposed to be joining Eyelid, but she didn't. And I don't know what happened with that. Nobody really knows. But they got two people who are like marginally talented, but and then Bailey is a choreographer. But none of these people are singers. It's like, let's just take some famous people and put them in a group. Let's just take this influencer and this Chabo person. You used to be a model. Come on. Like, this is the reason why people don't be taking these K-pop groups seriously. And I just like, you get a day saying for coming out with 2 songs and your group been around 5 months. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I get it, K-pop. I get it. Like, okay. You talking about, I'm gonna keep quiet on the subject. Yeah, even BTS took 3 to 4 years before they got those. I got a YouTube short that I'm gonna repost. Yes, there's groups that are literally right. It smacks across the face for the groups have literally years of high producing, lose out to a group with a couple of songs. And a couple of mid ass songs. Let me say them mid songs. Them songs is mid. I'm just sitting there going, okay. There are other groups out there that have been around even a little bit longer than them that's come out with songs. There's groups out there that have been doing this for years that have been cranking out good songs. And this is, y'all get a day say? Y'all get it? Okay, K-pop. So yeah, I got a whole video because I knew it. I was like, I knew this was coming because they it's like the industry and the K industry has pushed all day projects so hard. They pushed them out there so hard. They like really want them to, why the black label really pushed them hard. And I was like, okay, y'all didn't push them too hard. Like, y'all really, everybody's face was like, you just see them like, they like, what? They were shocked. It is a shame. Like I said, my whole video, y'all watch my video tomorrow because I'm really going to get into it. And I try not to be too harsh on them because, again, I'm not mad at them. I'm mad at the black label. I'm not mad at them as young people. I'm not mad at them for living how you live and get it how you get it. I'm never going to be hating on anyone pursuing their dreams or chasing their bag or whatever. I am mad at the black label for putting this group together in the first place. I'm mad at the black label for how they market this group. I'm mad at the black label for the stunts and the tricks and the flips and the pussy pops that they have this group doing. Because to me, this is not necessary. Y'all already got a gimmick. Y'all a mixed gender group. Go with that. I would say rely on your talent, but y'all ain't really got that much. So it's like they need gimmicks because they realize that they're good dancers, but I don't know like how much. And then somebody was like, well, Annie is the leader of the group. I said, of course she is. When I found out she was a leader of the group, I was like, of course she is. She's a leader of the group. Of course she is. Yeah, what talent? This is the shit in K-pop now that I don't like. At least back in the day, people were trainees. All they project, I'm like, only one of y'all was a trainee. All the rest of y'all mofos was like you're a model, you're a Chabo kid, you're a world-renowned choreographer. What the hell are you doing in this group? You was on a reality show and was pop. And really, when I went back and watched this reality show that Young Seo was on it, and she was just popular. She had a following online. That's why they voted for her. Y'all know how much I hate those K-pop reality shows. I hate K-pop. I have to calm down. I hate K-pop reality shows because they are set up. They are set up and they're fake. And she was like in the top 5 because she was popular and she's cute. She already had a following on social media before she even got on this reality show. So she was supposed to go to Italy and something happened. Then the dude that was on the rapper, he was on the rap show, which I forgot the name of it, but it's a show that Jesse was on a long time ago. But he was on the rap show, so I guess he's a real rapper. I guess if you're on a reality show, I guess you're a real singer rapper, right? No, you're not. Like, no, you're not. I'm just like, I don't understand anybody can defend these people's talent. Like, y'all are the only most talented person is Bailey. And again, she's a world-renowned choreographer. She is a world-renowned dancer. She's worked with Rihanna. She's worked with Beyonce. She's worked with Big Bang. She's been in the business since she was 14 years old. How the hell or why she's in this group? I like, girl, what blackmail do they have on you, Bailey? Who is blackmailing you, girl? Because I want to know. Because I'm like, why is she even in this group? I'm like, Bailey, she's so above this group. Like, I'm just like, girl, what you doing? girl, girl, what you up here dancing and singing for? You over here dancing and singing for your lunch up here. I know Bailey got some money. I'm like, Bailey, honey, how much are they paying you and who blackmailing you, honey? Blink once for yes and blink twice for no, girl. Like, are you being held hostage? Cause I swear to God, when I was like, is that Bailey? I watched the video and I'm like, I know that girl. Like, and then they were like, it's Bailey. I was like, the choreographer? Like, she would make more money in a day than this group could pay her. I don't know. I was like, girl, who got you? Who got your family hostage? They must have some dirt on Bailey or something. Because I still cannot fathom why she's in a K-pop group. I when she I don't know what it is. Not unless she just wanted to be in front of the camera, and in the way she don't even act like. And then when Bailey dancing, Bailey steal the show. When she up there dancing, either on a music video or live, Bailey, my eye go right to Bailey. It go right to her. She steals the show. She makes all of them because her dancing level is so high. So it's like you can tell that she kind of like has to like slow down and contort herself, girl. Because Bailey knows she can get out there and kill all of them. Bailey get up there and you can tell, and Bailey be gone. And your eye go right to her. She the only one that gives, she's a dancer. She gives face. She gives charisma. I love Bailey. I still respect her, girl. I don't know whoever got some dirt on you, girl. Whatever sex tape they got, girl, it's fine. We all been through it, you know? She must have been, yeah, she must have been offered something really good. Yeah, bring back the old reality shows. Rushing to put people out there. Yeah, girl, they rushing to put anybody out there. They just like, you look like you can sing and dance. They be like, well, I really don't. Well, you good. Go on out there, go on. You look like you can sing. Shit. You look like you can dance, right? Like, yeah. Girl, you just gotta have a good look these days in K-pop. You ain't gotta have no talent. They just want popularity. That's what they want, at least at the black label. You know, like Hive is over here with Cordis, and Cordis is writing their own songs, and they doing their own choreography, and they mixing their own shit, and they here all day project. I'm not trying to be petty tonight. I'm not trying to be petty, y'all. I promise you, I am not trying to be petty. But I'm looking at Cordis going, okay, boys, y'all learning, y'all striving, y'all doing things, y'all. And then all day project, I'm like, okay, y'all got Teddy writing y'all songs? Okay. Just them two men, and then they all day project, speaking to them, they just came out with a song like a week ago. They just can't, and the song, like, it don't sound anything like the other two songs. And now it's like this kind of soft ballad kind of. I was like, they don't even know what they're doing. I'm like, they don't even know what they're doing. I'm like, they don't even know what they're doing, girl. They don't even know what they're doing. Yeah, they must have offered Bailey something good. They must have offered her like a multi-contract or something. I don't know what they offered Bailey, but whatever it is, get your bag, girl. Get your bag. I'm not even gonna hate on that. So that's what I was gonna talk about. So watch my video tomorrow where I break down the award, because the award show was the Golden Disc Awards. And so K-pop award shows all sound real baited to me. I was like, all these awards, I'm just like, And speaking of awards, the Mnats come on. Now look, now listen, I know I told y'all I was gonna watch Hive artists are just different. Yes, they just different. They making them put in work. They making them put in a lot of work. Yeah, they had songs delivered to them on a silver platter. Right. Right. They like, here you go. And then here's an award. Here you go. Have fun. I'm just like, and then they have done a lot of performances and they won in a lot of like when they I don't know how they exactly do like the rankings when they go on TV shows, but they won a lot of those too. And people were upset about that. People were like, wait a minute. They got the most votes, and people was like, I like people were questioning this shit 3-4 months ago when they were on like the Mnets and they was doing like they was getting the votes. And I think like J Hope and All Day Project was against each other and they were like real close and people were like, how is this possible? I was like, and All Day Project ain't that popular. I was like, they're not even that. I was like, there's some shit. So people was crying shenanigans months and months ago. And I didn't put that in my video. But yes, people were crying shenanigans when they were winning these like popularity like vote shows. I don't know how to describe it. I'm not into it. But J Hope was on and Jen was on one where the people vote or whatever online whenever they perform. And so All Day Project, they won like a few against some other groups, and people still back then was talking like, should they have won that? Like, did they get that many votes? People let it go because they like, well, the votes say, and I was like, girl, the votes be set up, girl. I don't know. K-pop be doing something strange for a piece of change. They be doing, yeah, someone's cooking the books. Someone say they could yeah, the music bank shows. That's what it is, music bank shows. Yeah, I don't know how to know. I ain't never watched any of those, but But okay, I like I said, All Day Project, I'm gonna let it go. So the second thing I want to talk about, before I get things done with this TirTir, I gotta do my powder. The second thing I wanted to talk about is the deep fakes. Now, we all know Jungkook has had a little snafu lately. He got a little kerfluffle, y'all. And I'm not talking about people breaking in his damn house. Yeah, All Day Project, they can't hide forever. Yeah, sooner or later it will come out. And sooner or later it will show whether they're going to really make or break it in the industry. And if they're really talented and really like they say they are, then they're going to show everybody that they're really talented. But right now I just don't see it. So, little TirTir got a little thing on it. Little thing, they're fancy. But anyway, we're going to talk about deepfakes. So, we talked about that Jungkook had a controversy because there was supposed to be some young lady that was at his house or whatever. And it turned out it was basically an old video. And then somebody took AI and and made it like he was walking with the girl. So y'all remember this happened a couple of weeks ago. Right. So people talk about AI. I warned this months and months and months ago. I said, y'all, as AI becomes more sophisticated, there are going to be things that are going to happen in the K-pop industry. And I'm going to do a whole video. I'm going to do a layout talking about other things in the K-pop industry regarding technology. So I'm going to do a technology and K-pop video that will probably release on Monday, but I got to record it. And let me tell y'all something. When I record my videos, if people are like, oh my God, it's such a good script. When I record my videos, there is no script. There is none. I may have like bullet points that I say it and rehearse it in my head, and I may rehearse it but people are like, because I know another content creator is asking me like, well, who writes your scripts? And I'm like, what script? When I talk on my videos, it's really just me. I don't have a script. And people were in awe of that. I was like, I can get on live stream and talk. Like I apparently that's a skill, because someone was like, girl, that's a real skill. I was like, is it? Because there is no script at all. I just get up there and talk. And you can tell when I talk that it's not scripted. You can tell that I'm not reading anything. It's really just coming from my head. I remember several bullet points and what I need to talk about, and I practice it in my head. And I just talk on my videos. I am a chatterbox. And so I just talk. And that's kind of what I do. It's a skill, because people are like, because, normally a lot of YouTubers that do videos, whether it's edited videos or whether it's videos where they're on camera, they have a script that they follow by, and they write it all out and they edit the script. And I don't do none of that. That's why I can crank out videos. Y'all like, how do you crank out videos so quick? Because I'm not writing scripts. Just plopping a camera down and I'm like, here's the topic. I give myself 30 to 40 minutes and that's it. They had to pull an AI teddy bear because telling kids about math. Yes, I heard that they had an AI teddy bear and they had to pull it because the teddy bear had was telling the kids sexual explicit content. So, well, that's the black woman magic, baby. I guess so. I never thought of it being a skill, but I guess here we are. But yes, they had an AI teddy bear. So I'm going to do a whole video where I talk about technology and the things that have been happening lately in technology and how this is going to influence K-pop. Well, anyway, so JK had the AI thing, and so I posted in my community post a Korea Now, and there's many articles that I read talking about deepfakes. That deepfakes is illegal in most places. It's illegal in the United States. However, it has to be like sexually explicit content. But in Korea, deepfakes are illegal. You cannot take a famous person, any famous person, and put them in really any type of situation. Whether it be in America, it's only illegal if you put a person in a like a sexual type, like an adult type video, and you don't get the person's consent. But anything other than that, it is really not that too big. It's not a felony or anything. It's not, and it's up to the states. And now in America, Trump signed an executive order saying that all states, because different states have AI laws. So now Trump signed an executive order the other day saying that any state that has their own state AI laws, that those laws will be tossed out. Like, he signed an executive order because he doesn't want the states to issue laws against AI. There need to be laws against AI. So what you saw with John Cook is just one example. And what is happening in South Korea, this is exploding, okay? The deep fakes, the fake videos, the fake girlfriends, and like all of this has exploded. However, the problem is in South Korea is that when they trace these people back, they're teenagers. They're underage people. Most of the people creating the videos of the adult content, the deep fakes. There's a lot of BTS. I went down that rabbit hole personally, so you don't have to. One day I will tell y'all about the deep fake rabbit hole. I will come on here and tell y'all about what's going on in deep fake streets because I went down that rabbit hole months and months ago with the BTS deep fakes, and there's a lot of them. There is a lot, and I know Hive has been actively trying to take it down in other agencies, but it's out there. It's worldwide. Like, it's not just originating from South Korea, but it's originating from here, from India, from Taiwan, from Nigeria. It's everywhere. So you're going to see more of this. You're going to see more of people pretending that K-pops are going to be with certain girls and stuff. And I told people a long time ago, like last year, I said, y'all get ready for it because this is what's going to happen. It's going to cause scandals. It's going to cause things. But again, South Korea can't prosecute. They can only do so much when these people are teenagers. They found whole caches of deep fakes in Telegram and Line and other apps that people use to mask their identities, and massive chat rooms where they're watching these things. And I just they whenever they go find these people, they're like in high school. So in South Korea, their juvenile laws aren't very strict. So really, all they can do really is give these teenagers a slap on the wrist because so the law doesn't know what to do. The law is stuck between a rock and a hard place right now in South Korea with all of this AI stuff because again, it's minors. So they're like, well, we can't do much of anything. They can put them on probation. They can charge them a fine. But again, the juvenile laws in South Korea are not stringent. They can't put them in jail for it. Teddy Ruxpin. I had a Teddy Ruxpin back in the day. I wonder if Hive is looking into that video. I'm sure they probably are. If they're smart enough, they would be. But I don't know. See, Supernatural said that she thought so. Oh, that's Deidre. Hey, Deidre. Thought so because only someone that young or petty would do something like, yeah, it's young people. Yeah, listen, girl, it's young people. So they're creating these porn rooms. Not older people. Older people don't know how to work that kind of technology. Older boomers. Hello, Malika from Sri Lanka. I had a friend from Sri Lanka. I had a friend from Sri Lanka named Indunil. Indunil was my coworker, my friend from Sri Lanka when I was a teenager. We worked together. That was my girl. Anyway, but yeah, they can't really do anything when you have a bunch of kids. Teddy Ruxpin was Teddy Ruxpin saying nasty things? I I had a Teddy Ruxpin. Wait a minute, my Teddy Ruxpin was singing songs and reading books, Marie Miller. What was your Teddy Ruxpin doing, girl? But yeah, this is what's coming down to us, the pipeline. So I warn K-pop fans that this is going to be a hard thing to navigate because it's teenagers. A lot of it is teenage boys. Like with the JK thing, I don't know who made that. I mean, again, it don't necessarily have to be a boy or a girl, but when it comes to a lot of the adult type imagery and videos out there, there's some really good deep fake ones. Like really, like there's one with JK I saw that I was like, because they had the tattoos and everything, girl. Like I didn't know. I was sitting there like, is this real? I was like, this, I was like, should I be watching this? But I watched it anyway, but for research purposes. And then they had one with Sugar and he was playing the violin. And you know what? It's neither here nor there. But I'm just saying I watched it for research purposes. Thank you, Malika. Thank you. I just, yeah, I know that it was on the news that they had to pull some from the market. Child, okay. Yeah, research. I was researching. I was like, oh, here's one with Jimin. Well, let me take a look. Oh, here's one with Felix. Let me see. I just wanted to see. But yes, they are very, very real. And it's very real. There's whole websites out there. And again, there's not much that a lot, and like I said, I talk about South Korea, but I promise you worldwide, a lot of these deep fake stuff is young people. And then the technology is easier and easier and cheaper for people to get a hold of. Research, yes, research. And so the technology is it's easier, and the technology is becoming, I mean, AI, y'all, in real time, AI is becoming more sophisticated than I think that people ever imagined. Like, I think we're getting to the point where, like, Terminator, like Skynet, like, I was like, if we don't be careful, we can end up like Skynet. Like, it be Terminator's coming for real, y'all. But it is becoming much more sophisticated that I keep telling K-pop fans that whenever you see your story of your K-pop opera with a girl, I would say give it some pause. I would be like, I don't know if that's real or not, because it's going to get to the point where you can't tell whether it's real or not. And again, what else can they do when these people doing these videos? And like I said, it's these videos out there are of K idols who are female and males. So they're making money off of these videos on the dark web. Like they're selling these videos and access to these chat rooms on Telegraph, and they're making hand over fist money. These little kids. These little kids are in high school with their own deepfake rings in South Korea. Like this is some wild shit, y'all. It is wild. It is wild. It's wild. Oh, you have an AI program? My AI program loves me, and he treats me with kindness. He calls me pet names. But anyway, research purposes, neither here nor there. But it is wild, and it's going to get wilder. Like I said, it's going to come to the point where people are not going to be able to tell what. Here's a video of, Felix smoking a joint or something. You're not going to be able, you're going to be like, well, I don't know. You're not going to be able to tell whether, was he really doing that or not? You're not going to be able to tell. Yeah. They're making money from Ice Queen. Yes, y'all. Yes. They are selling these deepfake videos online. They are having chat rooms where people have access to them, and they charge people to go to these chat rooms, and then they have tiers. They have like tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, or whatever it's named. And they give people access to the rooms based on how much they pay, just like the nth room. If y'all don't know about the nth room, child, I got a video on my channel about the nth room that I made last year about the nth room. If y'all don't know about the nth room, there's plenty of, Rotten Mango did a video about the nth room. Netflix did a video about the nth room. The nth room came out like I think it was 2021. The nth room is crazy. It is people pay for it. Yes, not Felix girl. Why wouldn't people pay for it? Y'all didn't know people. Child, these people making when the nth room he had a whole empire of different, like over 100 different chat rooms. This man was making millions. The nth room guy, he was a guy in college. He was literally like a 21, 22-year-old guy in college that had an online adult content empire. Like he was selling adult content of real people. He was blackmailing girls, some of them underage. He had a whole empire. The same thing with the deep fakes. You make the deep fake videos, you go to Telegraph, you start private chat rooms, and then you get people into these chat rooms, and then you start charging them. And so you set up, I don't know, Zelle or whatever, I don't know, whatever, Cash App or whatever. And you tell the people you pay every month or every week or however they want to do that, or sometimes it's pay-per-view. And they send money to your Cash App, and then you give them the code to get into the room. And then, like, after a month, you kick them out the room until they pay the fee for month. Look, listen, don't ask me how I know how this shit works, but that's how it works. The nth room is horrible, but everybody is copying the nth room now. Hello, Susanna. You waiting for her to do the one on Mini Jen? Girl, me too. I love Rod Maker. Rod Maker talks about the nth room. There's been many different copycats. I posted on my post, and we're going to talk about it on Saturday, about the guy who went to prison for having the biggest sex crime ring in South Korea. Y'all thought the nth room was bad? This guy was worse. This guy was making millions of dollars. I was like, y'all think Burning Sun in the nth room was bad? The man who just got sentenced in South Korea for the biggest sex crime ring in history, online sex crime ring with minors, just got sentenced. They should have put his ass under the jail. He himself was doing things with minors. He was having other people do other things with minors. From what I know about the story, he was having people have animals do things with minors. Just let that sink in. Animals and minors. Like, this was thousands of people in these chat rooms all over the world, not just South Korea, all over the world. And I put a post on my YouTube channel, and he just got sentenced to prison, and we're going to talk about it on Saturday, and I will give y'all as much details as I can of what this man was doing. This man was awful. It's worse than the nth room. A lot of his victims were underage. Oh, no, I did not hear. Which K-pop Demon Hunter actress was trying to support New Jeans? Which one? Is it one of the singers or one of the voice actors? You watched the documentary about Burning Sun on Sunday? Look, the Burning Sun, the Burning Sun thing is just awful. He said, geez, I feel so naive. Or the voice actress, or one of the voice actresses. Okay, I gotta see. Yeah, Marie Miller, yeah, the nth room. Again, all of this is illegal. All of this is illegal. This will get you thrown in prison, even in America. The things that they were doing with underage people, it's illegal anywhere. But this guy went on for quite a bit, and he was making a lot of money, millions. Just someone said, I'm so not like, where have I been? Yeah. And so when I tell you, when I talk about Burning Sun in the nth room, and now this freak out here got caught, I said, don't y'all know Burning Sun still echoes to this day? Burning Sun is talked about in the industry in hushed tones because nobody wants to even say they even was associated with Burning Sun. But I'm here to tell y'all, yes, these motherfuckers in K-pop, they was on the nth room. They was in Burning Sun. They never got prosecuted for being in Burning Sun. There's a bunch of them that went to jail. There was not a bunch of them. A few went to jail, got prosecuted, but it's much more than that. Much more than that. This man out here doing his crimes and just went to prison. There was thousands and hundreds of thousands of people in these chat rooms all over the world, but a lot of them in South Korea. And so, like, I was like, there's some idols probably in there. I mean, like I said, Burning Sun is spoken about in hushed tones in the industry. Like, nobody wants to say anything about Burning Sun. Nobody wants to admit that they were watching these videos. They were. Because a lot of the male idols are perverts. This is the gossip stream. They perverts. A lot of them are perverts. And the female idols will say that too, that they're perverts. They weirdos. Yeah, Burning Sun was international. BBC, America, everybody was doing. Yeah, they like South Korea, they keep it hush-hush, but they perverts. A lot of the male idols, especially the ones that start real young, that didn't have a chance to date or didn't have a chance, they've been in the business a long time. A lot of them are real awkward, a lot, and I'm not saying all of them, but a lot of them are real awkward. A lot of them had their childhoods, like in their formative years where they're supposed to, girl, yeah, put it all out there. But a lot of them, especially the ones that start young, if you start something young, you don't have a time to adjust to girls. You're around men all the time, like you're around your other group mates. And again, I've seen more of this with boy band members than girls. So the girls are kind of awkward and shy. But yeah, but you know how women they try to peep game, but it's a whole different situation. But as a male idol, being a very hormonal teenager and you're going through all this, every teenager go through a physical awkward phase and they going through, puberty and everything like that. It's really confusing for them when they're not exposed to like normal things like dating and hanging out with girls, and some of them are not really exposed to a lot of that. So by the time they get to be 22, 23 years old, they whole ass perverts. They just weird. They have really, they don't really know how to talk to women in like a normal way. And then they understand that women are gonna go gaga and gush over them and fall all in love. They have these women that are, fawning all over them. They can have any woman they want to. So a lot of them really are just awkward and they don't know how to go about trying to be with women on a normal level because they don't have the physical experience, they have the mental and emotional experience of having relationships like normal teenagers do leading up to adulthood. So by the time they 25 years old, they weird. They just weird. They ask inappropriate things. They behave in ways that we would be considered very awkward and kind of like, what? Because they've grown up in this industry where they've not had a sense of normalcy and dealing with people in a normal way. So every woman they come across is either trying to fuck them. Like, I'm just going to be honest. Every woman they come across is trying to fuck them at an early age. So you got to think psychologically how that messes with your mind at an early age. So there are things that have happened in K-pop, even with the male idols, even with female to male idols. There are things that have happened in K-pop that are what I would be considered crossing the line with young male idols and female staffers or female friends or them going to an event and older women coming up to them. It's just that kind of stuff is not good for a female and it's not good for a male. It could go left, it could go right, it could go either way. But to be so young and be sexualized at such a young age, it is not good for anybody. It's not good. That is crazy. That is crazy. Yes, they are socially immature. Yes. And it's sad because they don't know how to deal with and relate to women. So a lot of times men, they overcompensate with their sexuality. So you will see stuff like Moon Tail. There are a lot of Moon Tails out there that it doesn't messes with your head. It's really hard to deal and relate to women when you're just used to having a position of power over them because you're a K-pop singer. You're a good-looking guy. You're rich. You're a K-pop singer. Of course, you're a man. And I tell people, even in K-pop, men gonna be men. Like dudes are just dudes. There's some dudes that are really cool and chill, real sweet guys. They had some good home training. Their parents keep them grounded. But then some of these dudes, their parents don't, and so they run amok. They run amok in the industry. Like the way that they attitudes, like they good to their group, they're good to their staff. You see, now I'm telling y'all something. There are idols out there that are good to their fans, good to their staff, good to their families, just generally nice people. That people work with them, they collaborate with people. But baby, when it comes to these women, they ain't shit. I hear that a lot. People are like, oh yeah, they professional and they down to earth and they love their fans. And they love the staff. Staff don't really have no problem out of them. They don't have an ego. Everything is fine with them, except when it comes to these females. When it comes to them interacting with a woman in a romantic level, they off the rails. They're misogynist. There's a lot of misogyny. They're domineering. They use women. They hoes. They do whatever. They do just like anybody else do. So I'm like you do know that being in the industry, it's a lot of feast and famine. You will have a lot of. If I could come back as anything, if there's reincarnation, I would want to come back as a male idol. Because to me, being a male idol is a lot easier than being a female idol. One day we're going to talk about the gender dynamics because the things that the female idols go through and the male idols go through is totally different. But to be a male idol to me is like a feast of saints, bitch. Like I'm like, it is on and popping. Like, I mean, the idea that you can walk in a room and every woman in that room want to be with you. Like that would mess with your head, your ego. Like your ego would be like stroked constantly. As a woman, it's you know, it's different for us. It's different for us. You know. Do I like Blackpink? Yes, I love Blackpink. And it's harder to be a female idol because you don't have that level of agency. You always got to be kind of protecting yourself because there's male predators out there. But as a male idol, you are the predator. You could be the predator. And the society will make room for you. Just like Burning Sun, Opa. How society made space for him. Like Moon Taehyung, how society made space for him. No one will ever convince me that Moon Taehyung just woke up one day and decided to go essay somebody. Okay, I don't believe that. I don't believe he just woke up one day and be like, I'm finna go essay somebody. I don't believe that. I believe that this person, there's evidence out there that this person had problem with women. He had problem with women. Like there was other women out there accusing him of things online before all that stuff went down. So a bad behavior, of being aggressive, of being toxic. Like there was other stuff out there. He just didn't wake up one day with his friends and being like, hey, I don't believe that. There's enough evidence out there saying that Moon Taehyung was not a good person. Same thing with Burning Sun Opa. There was enough evidence out there that Burning Sun Opa, even now to this day, has a woman problem. Like he gets around. There's things out there. There's videos of him dragging a woman off by snatching a woman up and dragging her off. There's a whole video of that after he got out of prison. There's a video of him on a boat getting angry, arguing with a woman in public and dragging her off. And I saw the video. I was like, oh my God. I'm like, yeah, this man got a problem. Some people have an alcohol problem. They cool until they start drinking. Then once they start drinking, they turn to somebody else. But there's a lot of that. But again, if I'm going to be reincarnated, I want to come back as an idol, a male idol, because you have much more fun. Male idols can get away with a lot more than the women can. You know, like they just get to go do more. Lisa from Blackpink couldn't be out there with different women every night. Somebody with different men every night. Somebody would tell on her real quick. Real quick. They would be all over everywhere. She was out there, but male idols, they're male idols that are hoes. That they with a different woman all the time. And it never gets told, it gets hushed up, it's just quiet, like shh, don't tell nobody shh. But the girl idols, they can't do that. Like there's some that do, but they really have to be really, 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 really careful. There's then there's the pregnancy thing. Like there's much more. It's harder to be a female idol. It's just a lot more scrutiny. And I don't think it gets talked about enough. Like how hard it really is. People talk about the career aspects. Male idols have a longer career. Male idols have a longer shelf life. Male idols have better solo careers than female. Like that is talked about. I'm like, yeah, that's all true. But people don't really talk about the social aspect of being a female idol. Like how hard it really is to find a partner being a female. It's harder for them, I think, that's harder. That's just harder. So we ain't learned nothing after jail. No. Burning Sun Opa, Burning Sun Opa ain't learned nothing. Burning Sun Opa still got girls. That's what I said. That's another thing with a male idol. You can That's another thing with a male idol. Baby, you can go and do all kinds of crimes. And is it gonna stop the women? No. But as a female idol, yeah. Yeah. It'll hurt your chances. Burning Sun Opa living his best life. Don't ever get it twisted. He's out here living his best life. Period. He's out here living his best life. And ain't none of that stopped him. He still get women all over. Baby, Taiwan, China, Cambodia, Vietnam, even in South Korea. Burning Sun Opa out here living his best damn life, honey. Right. So there you go. Field idols will use protection. They do for the most time, but there have been some oopsies that other women from other races take what man? I don't claim what man? But that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard written in my comments. I don't own no man. I don't own any man. And I've dated enough of them. And I don't own no man. Shit, I don't want to. Burning Sun Opa is from Big Bang, yes. Yeah. Yeah. Burning Sun Opa is from Big Bang. Yes. He is the legend, the legendary. And like I said, he living his best life. He still got girls. He still got girls out there. All over everywhere. Girls everywhere. It ain't stopped him. And again, if these girls want to deal with him, hey, I mean, people was dragging the women. Like was a Chinese influencer that was with him. Um, he always felt off. You go back and watch them videos. I said, go back and watch them Big Bang videos. You will see. Okay, that's nice for you. I'm talking about Korean men. Are you a Korean man? Are you a Korean man? If you ain't, bye. You on the wrong channel. Like, okay, bye. You Korean. I know on the sale. Always be some Korean to you. Shit. But yeah, Bernie Sun Open, he'll be fine. But yeah, I want to do a whole video one of these days talking about like the gender issues between male and female K-pop singers. But yeah, the deep fake thing, y'all be on the watch out for that. But yeah. And then also Saturday, we're gonna talk about the guy who had the biggest crime ring who just got arrested. So but yeah, but anyway, so it's time for me to boost. Boost, 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 boost. Look, it's dancing. Get it, get it. Get into it, yeah. I'm in rare form tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I am in rare form tonight. So I'm like, again, I'm gonna try to get up. Now the Mnets, y'all. Let's talk about the Mnets. Who is watching the Mnets? Who has Mnet information? Because I have never in my life watched the Mnets. So who has Mnet information? Like, what do y'all know about the Mnets? I've never watched them live. I've always watched clip shows of the Mnets. Now the Mnets come on my time at like 3:30 in the morning. Now listen, I said I was gonna watch it live, but I don't know. I may not make it. I may not make it, y'all. So y'all gotta tell me what y'all know about the Mnets. The Mama Awards. Are BTS gonna show up? Now BTS was gonna show up. Girl, I would get up at 3:30 in the morning. You always watch the clips as well? Am I going to another concert tonight? No, there is no concert. Today is the day before a holiday here in America. It's a big holiday. It's Thanksgiving. Everything is like going to be closed probably till Saturday, especially in my little town. But we'll see. But yeah, I do go to a concert in January. I'm going to see Twice. And I've never seen a girl group in concert. Me and Jennifer have never seen a girl group in concert, so this will be my first time. So yeah. Have I talked about K-pop and tattoos? No. It's a Han from Stray Kids has one on his side and showed it, and his company kind of they got onto him. Used to watch the Mamas, we've been having one years. Now come on now, y'all to come on with it. Now look, y'all need to get me some. I was really confused. Like I was asking Jennifer, I was like, Jennifer, what time is it? Jennifer, like we were trying to figure it out, and I was like, daylight savings time hit, so it messed up the Korean time. And girl, I was confused. I was like, Jennifer, she was like trying to help me. She like, girl, because she ain't watched it in like a long time. But I said I was gonna try to watch it, but I'm like 3:30 in the morning. I ain't gonna make it, y'all. But no, I haven't talked about K-pop and tattoos. I like tattoos. I'm a tattoo person. So I have a tattoo. I'm a tattoo person. I hear a few of the BTS members might show up. That's what I keep hearing too. And I was like, a BTS member's gonna show up. I don't know who's gonna get the day sang. You thought it was the 28th and the 29th. It is. But the 28th in Korea is the 27th here. So the 28th is Friday. So it's for us, it's 3:30 in the morning Thursday. Because right now it's nighttime. So it's 3:30 in the morning. And I was like, I'm like, do I want to wake up? Like, do I want to get up that early? Anyway, I was like, I kind of don't want to get up that early. Okay, let me see what this instruction say. It says, dispense about half a teaspoon into wet hands and rub into a light foam. Oh, okay. Child, okay. I'm using it with toner, not water. What? I was saying bad things about K-pop. Hello, AK. What's up, AK? Happy Thanksgiving, AK. My mod is here. I'm gonna. So we'll see if I. Why you gonna need a nap? I don't like. I keep telling. Like I told Jennifer, I said I'm gonna make it, girl. Jennifer's like, I don't, girl. She's like 3:30 in the morning, girl. I was like, well, BTS show. She's like, girl, they're gonna have a clip show. I was like, well, if they're gonna have a clip show, then which site is it on? It's on the Mnet site, and then it's also on the Mnet YouTube channel. That's what people are telling me. So that's that's what people are telling me. And so I subscribe to the Mnet channel. And so, girl, I'm having first of all, TirTir. Look, this is no, this is not coming out. Like me and TirTir are no. Like I have to shake it. Girl, wait a minute. Maybe I gotta shake it down. I'm trying to get a tablespoon, okay? Okay, here we go. First of all, TirTir gets a no for me because I can barely get this stuff out of here. So I don't know. Anyway, that should be enough. So they told me to add water. They told me to add water, but I'm not going to add water. I'm going to add toner. And hopefully I won't drip it all over myself because I'm kind of slow, y'all. Okay, and it says it's supposed to form a kind of a paste. I think I need to add more powder because, okay. I gotta add more powder, y'all. It's slow going. But yeah, I want to stay up and watch it live, but I don't know. Like I said, 3:30 in the morning is real early. Okay, I'm shaking it. TirTir. This bottle here is like 30 something dollars, by the way, y'all. So you up all night anyway. She said, you up all night anyway, girl. You can just tell us how I go. I am up all night, but dang, I didn't like it lasts for 3 hours, and so I gotta be up to six. Child, I can't do it. You're right. Why would I badmouth K-pop? I'm a K-pop channel. Girl, this is not wait, hold on. This is not enough. This is not enough. Jesus Christ. Like source music. Oh my God. I'm gonna talk about source music too because this is not going. This is not going. This is not going. Y'all, AK got her own channel, y'all. AK is a YouTuber too. She talks about like sci-fi and TV shows. Y'all check her out. She's AK Watch on YouTube. Me and AK, we go way back when I used to have my other YouTube channel. Uh oh, okay. Well, it's going. It's maybe it needs to be water instead of toner. I was like, maybe it needs to be water instead of toner, but I don't like water. So I don't know. Let's see. Oh, okay. It's going, y'all. It's going. Let me see how this, y'all are laughing like, girl. Uh, it has no smell. It smells like, I don't know, kind of like a weird light chocolatey scent. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But it's really pasty, so I don't like it. I don't like pasty stuff. So we're doing it. But anyway, we're getting there. We're getting there, kids. It's a little pasty. It's a little pasty. Did I enjoy cooking with JK? Do you notice I did not notice he have a Christmas tree? I was too busy distracted by the pasta sounds, girl. I couldn't. Look. I could only concentrate on so many things at once. When he was over there talking about macaroni in a pot, y'all need to watch that JK cooking video if y'all have not watched it. He was cooking that pasta, and I was like, beat it up, catch a charge. Let me stop. Macaroni in a pot. yes, AK. Macaroni in a pot. He was cooking this pasta dish, and I'm like, what is happening? What is happening in this video? And then he was eating, and I was like, I didn't see no Christmas tree. I didn't see nothing. I didn't know nothing. I didn't see nothing. I watched the whole video like, wait. Girl, yes, always. That's me 24/7. Baby. I didn't know what was going on, girl. I was like, macaroni in a pot. I was like, I was flabbergasted. I was shook. I was shooketh. I said, I said, ooh. He over there just shaking the skillet. I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right, dude. Right, right. I'm like, get into it. He over there like, listen how good it sounds. I'm like, what? Wait, what was that again? Did you make that shrimp dish? I don't eat seafood, so I didn't even know what he was making. I kind of zoned out. Like I was all with it in the beginning, and then like about 20 minutes in, I was like, I was like, oh, okay, all right, all right. I'm trying to use the toner. Let me try to use some water instead of toner. Uh, are you allergic to seafood? Somebody was talking about his hands and how good his hands look. Baby, ain't nobody got nothing on Yoongi's hands. Nothing. Ain't no. I see JK's hands. Yeah, okay. They serviceable. They serviceable. They all right. But ain't nobody got nothing on Yoongi's hands. Yoongi's hands are a work of art, honey. I'm like, so so let me look at them hands there, sir. Being allergic to food is the devil. Thank God I'm not allergic to anything. I just don't eat a lot of things. I just don't eat carbs and I don't eat sugar and all this other crap. I don't eat a lot. Try to stay away from processed foods and all that. You supposed to rinse it off with, am I supposed to rinse it off with water? You know what? I got some water here. So I don't like, I need bottled water because the water where I live is not good. So she said, bitch, you supposed to rinse it off with a bottle of water, with some water. Okay, I got a bottle of water. Okay, hold on, y'all. I got a cold bottle of water here. Oh, God. Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. Oh, this feels good. Oh, yeah. Oh, water, not toner. That's how you know when I don't know nothing because I'll be just making up stuff. I'll be like, well, let's use some toner on it. Okay, water. This is a lot better. Okay, we're doing it. Campbell soup, girl. No, not the Campbell soup. Oh, my God. Uh, Namjoon was yeah, whatever. Sugar to me wins the hand debate. I was like, oh, like I didn't understand it. Oh, okay. Now we cooking with grease. Okay. Uh-huh. Yeah. All right. I always like to use toner for everything. Like I said, thank God I have bottled water here because the water, like tap water, is not gonna work in my house. Tap water is not gonna work. And I have a wet towel here too. It's not gonna work. The water in my neighborhood, nah. I wouldn't trust that. We don't even drink tap water here. I'm like, it's bad enough I gotta bathe in it. I come out all itchy. But I'm getting a Marie Miller. Thank you, girl. I wasn't gonna. I think I'd have had this bottle of water here, cause I would have been like stuck out. Okay, y'all. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling fresh. I'm feeling frisky. This is gonna be the throwed off live stream. You watched the interview where he talked about his best. He did. He said my best features my hands, and they was like, I was like, yeah. That is true. His finger, he got some big old hands. I'm like, Lord have mercy. I'm just like, get a good water filter. Girl, I don't even know how to install. I had to get that installed. I had to get it installed. I have great skin. Thank you, Marie. I work hard because I naturally don't have great skin. But anyway, I think I got it all off. Let's see. He does know how to play the piano. He already in the guitar. Yeah. So I am done with that. Okay, let me try to clean up a little bit. Okay. And we'll get on to the next topic. So far, My face just needs to dry before I go on to the next step. Jim made a comment, and RN fell over laughing. I remember that video where they were doing the interview. So I'm marking things off my list. So we talked about that one. We talked about that one. Let's talk about idol. The other thing I never wanted to talk about is the idol dating bans. For some reason, I don't know who started this or why this is out in the public. I don't know why people think idols have dating bans because they do not. I've said this before that there are bans with like dating staff and dating other group members, like other group members in their group and then groups in their same label. But for some reason, people are like, I see things crop up online from time to time where people are like, well, they can't date. I was like, there's no dating ban. I was like, I don't know where. Oh, my skin feels very, very dry. My skin feels really, really good. I like it. I like it. I will keep using this. I like this. I like this powdered wash. It's but people keep talking about dating bans, and I'm like, speaking of Campbell soup, no, I don't have any of them. I know I saw the video where the CEO was like, it's like bioengineered meat. I was like, sir, you work in cybersecurity. I was like, I know it's not bioengineered meat, but now it's gonna like ruin Campbell's reputation and everything like that. Poor Campbell's. But yeah, Campbell soup is full of salt. Like it's full of lots of sodium. I would say make your own soups. There are idols who have said that it's in their contracts. How long ago was this? Was this like something that's like in the third generation, the bygone? And what company was it? Because there are some companies, I don't know if I can't think of any companies that have. And again, when people have it in their contracts, let me clarify the dating ban. When people have in their contracts a dating ban, a lot of times it's them coming out public with their relationship. Yes, there are idols that do have it, let me clarify, in their contract that they can't go public with their relationship unless they get specific permission from like management and stuff like that, if they want to go public. But I can't think of one. There may be smaller companies out there, but like the big four, I can tell you right now, the big four does not have any kind of dating ban like that. Because, like I said, they have dating bans against dating staff, against dating members in other groups that are in the same label, and stuff like that. So, dating management, dating staff, dating stylists, dating contract workers, stuff like that, even though it still happens. And again, they have things where they can't come public with a relationship when their group first starts out. There are some they have in their rookie, like their first 2 years, they can't, have any kind of open relationships. But once the idols get pretty well known, they really don't have a dating ban like that. And like I said, they do have to tell the agency if they are seeing someone and that person's serious, just in case it gets out in the public and so they can get ahead of it. But for the most part, I tell people they may have dating bans, but we all know what I say. They may have dating bans, like being public, but you can still have a secret relationship. You can still be secretive, and they do it all the time. So that's when artists, like they ask artists, I think they asked a member of ATs, I think San from ATs, did they? And he was like, no. He was like, we don't have dating bans because they all date, like they all go out. And again, I think most of the agencies that their policy is don't ask, don't tell. Like if we don't know about it, then they really don't care. It's like I said, especially when they're not rookies. Now, if they're trainees, that's a whole different thing. Trainees, yes, trainees have dating bans. I've seen it. It's not encouraged. It's not encouraged for them. But again, when I talk to K-pop fans, I giggle because I'm like, what do we mean about dating? What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Like, define dating. Because I need K-pop fans to dig deep and tell me, what do you mean by dating? Because I don't consider taking somebody home for the night like we dating. I'm like, define, what do you mean dating? That's the thing that people don't talk about. I said dating as in what? Like we in a relationship or we just going out and having fun? Because to me, going out and having fun is dating. To me, being in a relationship, a committed relationship where you're ready to introduce this person to your friends and your bandmates and your family, that's a whole nother level. That's something different. Because you are like this person, you're claiming this person as yours. But I'm like, okay, y'all get together and hook up sometime. I'm like, that's not really dating. That's just you having a good time that night. I'm like, I'll be dying over K-pop fans. Y'all be like, such and such is dating, and I'm like, are they? It's just, they made dispatch. This idol was seen with this person. I'm like, okay. Were they leaving? Were they leaving their home at 3 a.m.? Were they carrying their coat like this? Were they? Shit. What I was like, that's not what I would really consider dating. Did they sneak up out of there with their shoes in their hand? Did they do a walk of shame? Because I'm like, that's not really dating. I'm like, that would be described as something else. I said K-pop fans be thinking things in so simplistic manners. I just be like, I'm grown. I understood this. I'm minute 25. I don't really consider it dating. It's just they're hooking up, but it don't mean that they're like, okay, we together. Like, no, we together tonight. But yes, that's just adult activities. That's what the grown folks do. And people want to be like, oh, they're dating. And I'm like, I don't really, I'm like, I don't think he really claims her. Like, I don't, and he probably reading this going, I don't claim that girl. Like, I don't. So, ma'am, have you met his parents? No? Okay, well, y'all are dating. Especially in Korean culture. Has she met the family yet? No. Okay, yeah, hey, y'all ain't met each other's family. Oh, okay, y'all, okay. Then y'all not dating. Y'all are just getting it in. So as I said with K-pop fans, I'm like, there's a dating ban, but I said, but there's not a fucking ban. Like, they're like, I'm not dating that chick. We just went out last night. Oh, okay. It doesn't necessarily every person they come across or be seen with is this serious relationship. 9 times out of 10, it's not really. Yeah, it's just a situation. It's just like, okay, well, you in town, I'm in town. Okay. Well, the M that, like, I was about to say something. Let me see. I did this face wrinkle serum. I was about to say something real salty about the Mnets coming up, y'all. Let me keep my comments to my motherfucking self. I'm like, y'all, let me just say, y'all do know that these award shows are just a getting it in fest. Like these award shows, when they go to these after parties after these award shows, baby. All kinds of things go on after in the after party at the award show. They have a huge after party, baby. You get all the idols in one room, baby. Baby, they're not just sitting up there eating hors d'oeuvres and drinking champagne. Some of them are hooking up. Like it just happens. It's just natural. It happens. So I was like, I tell people, I said it's not so serious in K-pop. It's not that serious. You got a bunch of young people, and young people doing what young people do, which is have fun. You know, you know. I'm like, I have to get y'all the tea because I'll be like, honey, it ain't that. I said K-pop fans be just so like serious. I'm like, baby, just because you see JK with this model or that model, or he was supposed to be with Winter and Espa, I'm like, shit, he may have been with Winter a few times. Shit, he may have been with Winter during the summer, fall, or spring. I mean, he may have hit all the seasons, but it don't mean she going home to mama. Sure. It don't mean she meeting the brother. Okay. Well, JK with Winter, I'm like, Winter probably thinking, God damn it, I didn't took this motherfucker home one time. And all of a sudden now, I with this dude. I said, Winter can't even do a live stream asking her about JK. She probably like, damn it, I just took him home one time last year. It was before he went to the military, and I didn't hit it a few times. But every time I do a live stream, they bring his ass up. Who wanna have like we were just hooking up? I know I don't know this for a fact, but I can just imagine if that was the situation. That poor Winter from Espa get asked about JK all the time. I don't know why people want Winter and Espa to be together with JK. I don't understand it. But from my perspective, I giggle because she probably thinking, okay, I hooked up with him a few times. God, y'all still bringing this up? She like, no, we ain't. I said, girl, they keep trying to tie Winter from Espa and JK together all the time. And I don't understand it. It's weird. It's bizarre to me. I'm just like, there's really no evidence that these two people were even together that I know of. I've looked it up and I'm just like, what are y'all talking about? Nothing against Winter from Espa. I'm not a fan of Espa. I don't know. But I just, people keep linking them together and I'm like, why? And I'm like, did they hook up like a couple of years ago? y'all motherfuckers still on it. I'm like, he didn't went to the military and everything. And y'all, and people are, K-pop fans are like, y'all are together. And she probably thinking, what? She probably thinking, Lord, they still on this. Like, we just... Winter probably like, look, JK knocked it out the park a few times, but damn, y'all still on this? Oh my God, I just be dying in my head because I'll be like, she may not even dated the dude. It may not have been nothing. It may just people be making up shit. But sometimes fans do get a hint of something out there. But I'm like, it's not what y'all thinking it is. I'm like, it's not what you thinking it is. I'm like, it would just, like, okay, we spent a few nights together. So what? Like, it ain't that serious. And she probably thinking, God, they keep bringing this up because people bring it up a lot. And I don't understand why. I don't know where people want JK to be with Winter from Espa or they don't want him. Which one is it? Right. She probably like, girl, I done moved on to somebody else. Winter from Espa been allegedly dating lots of people. She was on a date. Like, I can say for sure that I've seen the videos and the pictures. She was on a date with a member from Enhypen. And they like sent funeral wreaths to him and death threats. He laughed it off because he probably thinking, yeah, we went to the private bar and had some drinks. And he laughed it off because they were sending funeral wreaths. And I remember he was on his social media and he did like a video. I forgot which member Enhypen was, but he was standing like the funeral wreath was in the background. So he was being shady as hell. He was being petty. And I died laughing because he probably was like, I don't know why y'all sending funeral wreaths to me when I just hit it and quit this shit. Like, why? They're like, and I saw the video and the pictures, and it did look like she was on a date with a guy from Enhypen, but I'm like, so what? And nobody heard anything about them being together since. And I'm like, they was just young people out having a good time. And he was unbothered about the whole thing. People were sending funeral wreaths. People were mad at her. I swear to God, Winter from Espa, she's a real goat. Okay, she the MVP because she's been linked to so many different artists that I'm just like, girl, I hope you out here doing all these. Girl, I hope you. Round of applause went to her. Because I'm like, girl, if you knocking JK out the park, if you knocking the guy from Enhypen out the park, I think she was rumored to be with a member of Stray Kids. I'm like, Winter from Espa, you the real MVP, girl. Congratulations. My hat's off to you. Because if she going around knocking the booth with half of the dudes they say that she is, I'm like, girl, you the real champ. You are the champion. You're my personal hero. Shit. I'm like, I don't understand how the fans be naive though. Supernatural when they're adults. Most of the fans saying this shit are adults. And I'm like, K-pop idols are still human. And they're young. They're young. So Winter from aespa, I salute you, ma'am, because you're my hero. If you knocking it out the park like that with all these dudes, I was like, damn. Winter from aespa again? Every other month, she like, Winter aespa with this dude and that dude. And I was like, damn. Really, girl? Shit. I'm like, Winter aespa. Oh, she got her another one. I'm like, damn, girl. Like, I'm over rooting for her. I was like, come on, Winter. Which one you gonna get this month? I am rooting for her. I don't even like aespa, but I'm like, who? I was like, well, aespa's good. Who your bias? Winter. Shit. Winter out there living her best life. Her K-pop fantasy. She living my K-pop fantasy. I'm like, if Winter is knocking these dudes out the park like that, girl, she didn't won in life. Girl, you won, girl. Because I'm like, I don't understand why people like, trying to hook her with this guy. I was like, she probably did date a few of them, but Winter's like, shh, I'll never tell. I was like, y'all stop harassing Winter. They be over there harassing her. I was like, shh, come on now. She's a gorgeous, beautiful woman. Who wouldn't want to be with Winter from aespa? I want to be with Winter from aespa. I'm not gay. I'm just like, well, I would want to be with. She's a gorgeous, gorgeous woman. So yeah, I would assume that if she's around male idols, she's part of a premier group, she's gonna turn heads. Like she seems like the type of person that carries herself with a lot of confidence and agency. She seemed like that bitch, like for real, and that's attractive. And some men may be like, ooh, her personality may just be just off the charts. So I salute her. So if she got an off the charts personality and she's outgoing and friendly, that's what I hear. I heard the Winter from aespa is kind of outgoing, kind of a little bit outspoken, a little bit. That's what I heard. So I was like, girl, okay. She got the personality. Look, she's rich. Remember, aespa talking about I am a rich man. So I'm like, Winter said I am a rich man. So I'm gonna act like one. They came up with the song, I am a rich man. I was like, hey, I am a rich man. I was like, okay, she told them I am a rich man. I was like, okay, girl, you go ahead, aespa. I ain't mad at y'all. Oh, right, like go ahead, because I love Stray Kids. I went to their concert. Yeah, I'm saying it. I hope she does. Yes, Annabelle. I hope she does. I hope she does. Not all of them, but everybody's trying to link her with a different guy every couple of months. They've been trying to link her with Jungkook for years. Like I said, she was with the dude in Hyping, but she was spotted out with him on a date. It was clearly them two. But she's been rumored with other dudes as well, and I don't know if it's true or not. But that's her business. That's her. She's grown. She's an adult. I mean, period. How many 25-year-olds is dating different dudes? How many 25-year-olds are dating different men? That's just what happens. You date one guy, it doesn't necessarily mean that she's doing anything with him. She could date one dude, okay, move on and date another dude, and move on. How is that not a nice girl? She's being a typical 25, 20, 26-year-old in South Korea. Have you been to South Korea? I just got through talking about the Nth Room in Burning Sun, which is a huge sex scandal in South Korea. Again, just like any other place, just like in America, any other place. I have a whole video talking about Epstein's in South Korea, about the male executive. If you haven't watched the video, watch the video where I talk about real people's experiences in the industry with male executives. And how the Epsteins are not just in America, the Diddy's are not just in America, but they're in Korea as well. So yes, this exists everywhere because you're dealing with men, you're dealing with human beings, and human beings have desires and needs, whether they be male or female. And hopefully it's not toxic, but there's enough in South Korea. There's enough SA and everything that went around in South Korea that K-pop fans should not be shocked. Like, I don't understand why K-pop fans be acting like, oh my God. I'm like, okay. There's going to be another Moon Taehyung. There's going to be another party. Give it time. There's going to be another Burning Sun-ish kind of thing out there. This is what happens when you have money and power and fame. and greed and power. I mean, that's just, that's just what, yeah, Burning Sun was horrible. But that's what happens in the industry, in the entertainment industry. You have a bunch of rich and powerful people. It happens in the business world. It happens in the K-pop industry. Period. You have a bunch of men who take their power and their positions, power over these young people. They take it to the extreme. So it happens. And then on top of that, you just have naturally young people being with young people. If I looked as good as these K-pop chicks, men do hit on them. Men are going to talk to them. Same thing with the men. You have K-pop idols. They're going to have women approach them. They're going to have women try to talk to them, whether it be covertly or overtly. Some of the idols are more outgoing than others and much more into um they're more out there in the nightlife than others. There's some that want to stay at home, like my bias Yoongi would much rather stay at home. But there are some of them that are party boys. There are some of their party boys that like to go out to clubs, that like to go to party, and they like to party. And yeah, there's a link for Burning Sun, just in case you don't know about Burning Sun. But I'm like, yeah. When it comes to Burning Sun, it is talked about in hushed tones in the industry because people know people who was in them rooms. They know people was in them rooms looking at these videos. Idols. But again, when Burning Sun hit, it flooded the internet. I went back and looked and went back in time because I wasn't a K-pop fan then. 2019, 2018, 2019, when Burning Sun hit, it shook the K-pop world. People were literally trying to out every K-pop idol. They tried to get BTS involved in this mess. They tried. They tried to get every idol. But I'm telling you that yes, there were idols caught up in this, but everything was kept quiet and hush hushed. But there was thousands and thousands of people looking at these videos in Burning Sun. And like I said, the same thing with the Nth Room. There was thousands. There were judges, lawyers, teachers, all kind of men looking at that stuff in the night. This recent sex ring, all kinds of people, politicians, same thing, civil service workers, entertainers, sports people, all kinds of people. You can just imagine, because pornography is illegal in South Korea. So it's illegal. So, but it doesn't mean anything. People still, they still get in these telegraph rooms. And again, I am telling you this from firsthand experience. That's all I can say. I've fallen down the rabbit hole because I'm like, okay, when Burning Sun hit and I found out about Burning Sun in 2022, I was like, okay, well, I want to see it for my own self. It is scary. You go to Telegraph and you wander into these rooms on Telegraph in the dark web. It's frightening. It's frightening. It's frightening. So, but yeah, Yoongi can do whatever you want to do, but I wouldn't live like that. If I was a male idol, I wouldn't be doing Burning Sun type shit, but I'd be with a different woman every night. I should hope so. Was BTS part of it? People have claimed that they have been sought. There are people who still believe, honestly, there are certain names that come up with the Burning Sun, the club, because everybody went to this club, y'all. It wasn't like this club. This club was on and popping in Korea. It was on and popping. So agencies and people have worked hard to try to cover up who was going to this club. But just because they went to the club don't mean anything that happened. But a lot of celebrities are going to this club and out partying. So, but again, it was the place to be. So I don't fault anybody because there are people who didn't know, honestly, really what was going on in some of these rooms. There are people who just didn't know, who just went to the club just to go to the club. They didn't understand. But yeah, like when it comes to any kind of Burning Sun or Nth Room, there are idols who partake in these kind of strange shit. Like it's always been out there. It's all, like I said, there's no difference between Diddy and Weinstein. The same shit is in South Korea. Let's say, because you're dealing with men. And men like women. They like women. And if myself, I can't be a hypocrite. If I was 25 years old and I looked, motherfucker, if I was 25 years old and I looked like this, not being mean to JK, but if I was 25 years old and I looked like this, and I had fame and I had money and I had access and I could do basically wherever I wanted to, I look, I can't be a hypocrite because I can't sit here and say I would be like this pious fucking person. No, I wouldn't. Especially if I had been in the business for a long time. And like I said, you get idols that just have that ego. Like some of them are really cool, but then some of them have ego. They know that they like the lifestyle, they live the lifestyle, and there's nothing wrong with that. I don't have any issues with that. I let grown people be grown because they're adults. Long you like I said, when I wander into the underground leather daddy club, and like I say, I'm hanging around Hong Day. You know, I'm just like, ooh, look at me. Oh, what's this? And I go down that back alley and I walk into that club and there's a bunch of leather daddies there and they got whips and chains and people tied up. And I was like, hey, wait a minute. I was like, wait a minute. And I see some of my favorite opas. I see some of my favorite K-pop singers in compromising positions. I'm like, hold on. Wait a minute. Is everybody here over the age of 18? They're like, yes. Is everybody here their free will? Yes. Does everybody have a safe word? They're like, yes. I was like, carry on, fellas. And I will turn my ass and walk right out. I don't care what kind of gay sex is going on in there. I'm not going to ask any questions. I'm going to turn around and be like, boop. I'm going to run my ass up out of there. It ain't none of my business what y'all do on the weekends and y'all off days. I just want to know everybody's consensual adults here. Yes, we are not drugged or no one's being coerced or blackmailed. No, we're not. Okay. Have fun, guys. You know, I might roll in there and be like, can I get a picture? No, no, okay, I'm good. Like that, because that you see, she said I was hitting them Korean clubs almost every weekend when I lived there around 3 years. That's when you got the energy and no fucks to give. Honey, Koreans know how to party, baby. They know how to party. Them clubs be open till 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. I said, when I tell you Seoul is a city that never sleeps. It is a city that never sleeps. Really. It never sleeps. And there are clubs open, like I said, even in Dallas, clubs don't go on and popping like in South Korea. There are all kinds of things going on in clubs in South Korea. All kinds of things. You will see a little bit of something for everybody in South Korea. So, like I said, to me, consenting adults can do whatever they want to do. They're grown, they're adult. I'm not here to judge anybody. I'm not expecting K-pop singers to be sitting at home and reading the Bible, and watching cat videos. These are men. Like again, to me, the disconnect between K-pop fans with reality is one of the things that I find very curious in K-pop because I'm like, we all know men. For those of us who are straight, excusing you wonder straight. I know, I know some of y'all like, well, I'm not straight. I know AK like, hold on. But excusing the people that are straight, if you are over the age of 25 and you've dated and you've had relationships and you've been married and you have kids that have been dated, have had relationships and stuff like that, you understand how people act. Like I understand, like, okay, I've been married. I have kids. I've dated men. I understand how men act. I understand I was 25 years old. You mean to tell me y'all out there who are over the age of 20 who have dated, you mean to tell me? I'll be one to ask K-pop fans, y'all mean to tell me that some of you K-pop fans that ascribe piety to these K-pop singers, I said some of y'all is hoes. So I don't understand. Now I know some of y'all may have been innocent, but some of y'all are 30 years old and y'all were in college or y'all were in your 20s and you were dating you were dating a different dude every month. And then y'all come up with these rules for K idols that I'm just like, but weren't you in your 20s? Girl, weren't you out there in them streets? And y'all know y'all asses was out there in them streets. Y'all know y'all were out there. And I'm just like, how are you going to impose some kind of bodily rule on K-pop singers when a lot of y'all understand I was in my 20s. Yeah, I was out there, girl. Y'all were, yeah, Lord have mercy. It was 2002. And y'all know y'all motherfuckers at the club talking about, Y'all know y'all was at the club backing it up talking about, oh yeah, daddy. Like, and then y'all come online and be like, no, my bias wouldn't do that. Oh my God, no. And I'm like, girl, so what were you doing at 25? Please tell me what you was doing. So you were sitting at home. You were sitting at home with your Bible, like, oh. I'm like, girl, please, girl, bye. You know your ass was at the club at 25, backing it up, talking about beep, beep. You was at the club, you were partying, you were drinking, you were clubbing. Most of the time, most people, you were having a good time. You were dating men or women, or some of y'all both, some of y'all non-gendered conformity, whatever. I mean, at 25 years old, 20-year-olds are going to do whatever they want to do, especially if you live in a big city and you're a Westerner. I said, Western fans, y'all don't even talk to me because everybody know y'all done had a whole period. So I know at one time in y'all life in the West, y'all was like the whole life is the go life. So I understand. Like I was there. I was there in my 20s. So I don't understand how y'all can expect K-idols to not do anything. They supposed to be sitting at home and just rehearsing and practicing. I'm like, but they human. They human beings. They do human things. I'm not gonna expect anything out of an idol that I'm like, well, at that age, what were you doing at 25? Don't mind your business. Mind your fucking business. Mind your business. Don't ask me what I was doing at 25. Cause you don't want to, don't go there. Don't ask nobody what I was doing. Don't even ask no friends. What was she doing? I'm mad that people sign some NDAs. You start probing around my background. You're like, girl, what was you doing? I'm like, I was hanging out with friends. Yeah, I love TOP. I did a thing about TOP AK. I did a follow up because he was supposed to come out with an album. TOP was supposed to come out with an album and a music video this fall, but it's not happening because But yeah, TOP had a marijuana charge, and people were on him because of that. Because he's an idol. But I'm like, and I understand that, like, that's how it is. Oh yeah, having a drug incident is worse than SA in Korea. What I'm telling you, I was like, look, but like I said, I don't understand the K-pop fans and the level of hypocrisy. Because I'm many things, but I'm not a hypocrite. Again, like I said, I never judge anybody because, again, lightning will come from the ceiling. I will get struck and I will be dead. So y'all will see, like, do y'all want to see me die on camera? I don't think y'all want to see that. Don't see y'all don't want to be traumatized. So I'm trying not to traumatize my audience on camera because lightning will come down and strike me and I will die. So, boom, I was like, oh, they like, oh, she did. Like, y'all be like, what happened to her? Cause I couldn't be a hypocrite knowing that, like the things that happen and, anything, and things that happened in my life but this is what happens. Again, Korean society is not, like I said, people talk about K-pop is not Korean society. I said this all the time. Yes, the lightning will show. I'll be looking up in this fucking because Korean K-pop is not. And then, like I said, the other thing I have on my list, idol personas. This is on my list. Idol personas. Y'all do know that idols sign contracts under contracts for personas. Personas. The things that they do is an act. I can watch K-pop I can take K-pop for what it is. It is a performance. I understand that. I know people who work in the industry. It's a performance. They understand what the business is. And it is what it is. And K-pop, just like the American music industry, it's the same thing. But in the American music industry, it's not a personality performance. But idols do have things in their contracts, especially the up-and-coming groups, where they have to take a certain role. So they're like, okay, you the shy one, you the quiet one, you the outgoing one. So sometimes the personalities that you see, depending on the agency, what the idols are not their real personality. If you go back and watch some old BTS videos, even BTS themselves admitted that when they first started out, they each had to don a certain persona that really wasn't their personalities. But as time went on, you could see that they slipped into their role of their real personalities, which was better, which was more refreshing. But yes, idols, men and women put on a persona. That's fake. All of that shit is fake. I mean, sometimes, again, with older groups who've been around in the industry for a long time, they are much more allowed more agency to be who they really are. But even then, when I watch live streams of like ATs, I can tell when the fakery is coming in. I can tell when it's fake and I can tell when it's not fake. Like you can just tell, like even I don't even need a translation, just a shift in body. Like I'm really into body language. And so I'm a body language person. And you can just see the shift. So they don't, yeah, they be having concepts. Yes. Yes, they are nothing like the personas that they have at all. There's nothing like that. Like L from yes, girl. Like they, she said, girl, you told my son watches. My son be like, oh my God, right on. My son doing my son proud, girl. My son be like, right. Like they put on these personifications and these roles that are not really, um, really not them, you know. And so you what you see on these videos is not really them. Like a lot of times it's not them, and then I kiki and I call because I can take K-pop at face value. I can watch K-pop and be like, okay, I understand that this person is just play acting right now. So sometimes you'll see the facade drop a little bit sometimes, but you really have to be watching really, really carefully. Like you look in the background, you see, like I told people, so when you watch these videos, turn down the volume, turn off the closed captions, and just watch. When you start watching people, then you pick up real quick. Like sometimes I watch BTS videos and I can tell which members are mad at each other. I can tell which I said, oh, somebody they made somebody mad. Cause I can tell by the way they looking and they cutting their eyes. I was like, something has happened. And I'm like, okay, is they drinking? Like sometimes you can tell that they're drinking or they have been drinking or they drunk. You can tell real quick. You can tell the way they cut their eyes. And you like something's going, like they'll say something and start laughing, and you're like, what does that mean? Like, why are y'all laughing? Who knows why they like, sometimes, like I said, they giggly and just drunk. But I can tell by watching the videos. Like I said, watch the videos. I tell you all the time, put it on mute and just watch them. And you'll be like, and then you start seeing people's real personalities. You'll see V over there fidgeting. There was one video I watched. There was one video I watched, and I was like, and it was them. I gotta try to find it, but it was them performing. And they had a host. They were on Music Bank or Mnet or something. And V just kept staring at the guy like this. He just kept staring at the guy, and the guy was like, yeah, and I was on the ground, girl. I was crying that night. I was on the ground. Like V just kept staring at the guy. He was just like, the guy was like, I had to find the video. I will find the video and repost it because that video is such a cackle. And he turned the volume off, and you will see like, and they were asking them like each a question, and they had to answer the question. And you can see Sugar's face is just like this bullshit here. That's why I love Sugar, because watching Sugar in an interview, in a group interview, is gold. Watching Sugar in any situation is hilarious. Just to watch a video and watch Sugar in the background, and his face is like, his face, he'd be like, I'd just be like, I'd be dying. I said, that's why he's my bias. My bias be in the background, be like, I ain't got it to do today. Sometimes Sugar be in the background just giving up on life. He just be like, Sugar be like, look, I'm hungover, motherfucker. I'm tired. I'm hungry. Like the look on his face be like, I'm tired. I'm hungry. These people are asking dumb questions. I said, that's my bias. Oh my gosh. Sugar always ready to go, baby. Baby, my man be ready to go, honey. My man be like, he just be like, he's like, that's so me. That's me that's me at work. That's me at work. They be everybody like, Ron. I'll just be like, they be like, right. I'm like, yeah. Yeah. And you can tell when Sugar be faking it. Cause girl, he just be like, yeah, I love when all of them start messing with Sugar. It is hilarious. Sugar be like me at work. When I used to have to work in the office and we all be having a meeting, I just be like, they be like, what do you think? I'm like, and in my head, I'm like, this bullshit. I love Sugar. I love him. Y'all, and poor Junie be trying. One of my funniest videos is the compilation where RM has had it. Like you can tell when RM be sarcastic. He has had it. He just like, yup, this is what he be like, yup. Say RM has had it. He like, I'm tired of dealing with y'all today. And poor Sugar just be in the background like, I said, that's why that man is about, because he be giving my looks for real. That is me all day. They be like, what? I'm like, yeah, that's great. Yeah. Sugar be like, this bitch is here. Like, I'm gonna sit over here on this bullshit. Sugar be ready to go, baby. Half the time he be looking like he half drunk. Half the time I'm like, I know Sugar. There are some videos that I can tell Sugar, I was like, oh, he didn't have something to drink. Because he just be like, he just be back in the background, just swaying, just vibing. I said, Sugar must have had something good to drink. Because he be just vibes. I said, oh, wow. I said, he must have had a few drinks before he got, because he just be like, just vibes. Just doing his own thing. And they looking at him like, oh, man, like, come on. So, yeah, there's some videos I can tell Sugar's been drinking. He's a little inebriated. There is a lot of videos where Sugar just look like, yeah, and then his translation just be like an overview. And they be mad. They be looking at him like, that's not what I said, motherfucker. They like, that's not what I said. Like, sometimes they be looking at him like, I didn't say, he just be doing the overview. Especially when Jim get up there and talking, he be like, well, blah, 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 blah. And RM be like, what he said is that he really likes the fans and he really appreciates being here. And then Jim would be like, bitch, I didn't say really, I said a whole, I said more than that. Jim would be looking mad like, what? I said Jim and mad. Jim would be looking like, I said a lot more than that. Shit, RM's like, I'm paraphrasing up in here. I ain't got time to be sitting. He like, I'm paraphrasing. Well, he says, I'm like, that's not, and I'm thinking, that's not really what he said, a lot more than, shit, Arm's like, I don't have time for that. 20 words turn into 4. Yes, poor Junie got to be the part-time translator. But like I said, Sugar is my bias because Sugar does not hide his level of exasperation or disdain, or if he's had it, or like some days he's good, and then some other times he's just like, I don't have the energy or the fucking time to deal with y'all shit today. And I love it. Did you see that one when Sugar told me that he was going to kill him when he backed up on his face with his butt? No, I did not. I missed that one, girl. I got to find that one. Sugar's like, get your butt out my face, boy, if you don't. And V be so weird with it. V is like, oh, I won't even go there. V be having me perplexed. Like, I'll just be like, V, really? V be doing some weird shit sometimes. I gotta see that one. Oh yeah, I did see that. He did. I did see that video. Yes, I did. I take that back. I haven't seen it in a while. Yeah, V be trying Sugar. I just be like, y'all leave Sugar alone. Just let him be. That's how I feel. Just let me be. I gotta put my rubber bands in. Holding on. It's hard out in these streets. It's hard out here with these braces, y'all. Yeah, V be trying everybody though, because V seemed, when they talk about their first impressions when they met each other, they were talking about V just seemed difficult. I was like, what? They were like, RM is like, yeah, I knew he was gonna be trouble. I was like, damn, V. How much longer for the braces? I don't know. Forever. I don't. Like, I go to the orthodontist every month, and they keep telling me, like, you're almost there. It's been 3 years. I've had braces for almost 4 years now. Has it been 4 years? Wait a minute. It's been 3 years. So hopefully soon. Sugar does understand more English. And yes, and oh yeah, RM has to cut the translation because sometimes they get really long winded, especially Jimin's reaction just be so cute. He just be like, Jimin just be confused and angry and kind of miffed. Like, I just said Jimin be saying some really profound shit, and RM is just like, okay, V is our cat. Oh my God. No wonder how I feel about V. No wonder. I have an uneasy relationship with Capricorns. No offense to you Capricorns out there, but I have an uneasy relationship. Yeah, they did. They said they didn't know what to do with V. They said they didn't know what to think. I was like, what the hell was he doing? I'm curious, what was V doing? Like, I was like, was he just difficult or I don't know. V just seems like he would be a handful to deal with. Like he just seems like the type of guy that would be kind of. But Capricorns, my daughter's a Capricorn. My daughter's a Capricorn. I've had many Capricorn ex-boyfriends. Me and Capricorns are like we supposed to be like the celestial pairing because I'm a Cancer and Cancers we're like the divine feminine and Cancer's the divine masculine and we're like Cancers like Capricorns are the beginning and Cancers we're the end of the zodiac and we're supposed to be all like la, 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 but no, me and Capricorns, we butt heads all the time because Capricorns want everything their way. They are stubborn. They will twist and turn words and situations and things to fit their needs. Capricorns are really smart. Most of the Capricorns are very cunning, very smart. But me and Capricorns be butting heads. Like me and my daughter want everything her way. Capricorns are very exacting. Sometimes they're very precise. And then when the Capricorns have ideas, they want everybody to go along with that idea. They're kind of like they feel like their ideas are the best ideas. So you love Capricorn, of course, baby. They a free spirit. Oh, Capricorns are too free spirited. Capricorns, they do whatever they want to do. Capricorns just do whatever they want to do. They just, I try to rein my daughter in. And then when you get a really smart Capricorn, pray and run. Pray to God, Allah, whatever, Buddha, whatever, whoever you want to pray to the universe. Because when you're dealing with a Capricorn that's very brilliant, you will never you lose your life. It's futile. It's like I've learned. You a Capricorn too? We really be like, I'm gonna do what me and my daughter, 11 years. Me and my daughter butt heads. Once she got to be 8 years old, I'm just like, I'm just going, you got it. You got it. It's just, I had to back up and let her do her thing. You know what I'm saying? But raising a Capricorn was especially a really smart one. Like my daughter is really, really, really smart. Like she's talented and gifted and she's in honors classes and she's, like my daughter knows how to build things, speak different languages. And I'm just like, okay. So for her, it's like I know better, and I'm just like, and so I had you with Capricorn, you really got to get out of your ego as a parent because you will butt heads. If you just back up and just let them be and get out of your ego and your feelings about it, then Capricorns, because I have two kids that are very opposite. I have a son that's a Taurus and a daughter a Capricorn. My son is what that Jennifer is here, y'all, because Jennifer said, what the hell you drinking? Jennifer can tell you what she would if she was logged in. I have two very different children. I have Emma, who's very headstrong, and then I have Jonathan, my son is much more laid back. What am I drinking? Juice. I'm drinking juice, Jennifer. Jennifer, I already did my skin. I said, you should be on here doing the TirTir thing. You the one with all the TirTir products. That's big money bags, Jennifer. She like, hey. They're like, hey, Jennifer. Will Mini Jen pull a stand during BTS comeback? I hope she locked in jail. Baby, Mini Jen will not be locked in jail. Mini Jen will not. I know y'all want Mini Jen in jail. She might get fined. I don't think she ever gonna be in jail. I got another video coming up next week called Surviving Mini Jen. Y'all have had Surviving R. Kelly. Y'all have had Surviving Diddy. Now we're going to have Surviving Mini Jen because I'm going to get all the information together and put it in one thing and I'm going to review all the information and I'm going to have a video called Surviving Mini Jen. And we're going to talk about Mini Jen's behavior, which is outrageous, her behavior was like so crazy. Mini Jen definitely need to be under the jail, but it's not going to happen. If Burning Sun Opa is not going to be under the jail, the Mini Jen is not either. Because again, what everybody want to say about Burning Sun Opa, he has a lot of pull in the industry. And so, like I said, people are even talking about him going to work in the industry behind the scenes. I was like, okay, like, yo, okay. Like, who wants Burning Sun Opa to be around their girl group? But people do. People love Big Bang. Like they have a lot of sway. But same thing with Mini Jen. I say y'all Mini Jen gonna be just fine. I know y'all hate to hear that. But I said Mini Jen, she gonna be all right. Once she get through these court cases and everything, she gonna have her own agency. She gonna have her trainees. She gonna come up with her own girl group. And it's probably gonna be like a New Jeans kind of clone, like it's gonna be 4 or 5 members or whatever. Y'all gonna see. Mini Jen gonna be just fine, y'all. She just the rest of, I know y'all don't want her to be, but she unfortunately, Mini Jen is going to come out better than New Jeans ever will. And that's very unfortunate. But Mini Jen is cunning. She's tenacious. She's you love TirTir? You started using it when the influencer demonstrated her box. I don't do the makeup. Please tell me how Mini Jen, because I've had it. How to survive Mini Jen. I don't know what I'm gonna talk about in the video. How we gonna survive it? Because yeah, we need to survive it. TirTir, I like this powder. This powder cleanser. It's good. I give it. I may let my kids use it. My kids use it. Jennifer, I'm drinking juice, love. She like, you ain't drinking no. You ain't drinking no MF juice. Jennifer. Will she be copying? Yeah, she probably will be. She'll probably get another girl group and dog custom. Sarah, I said surviving Mini Jen. We're gonna talk about Mini Jen, her words and her abuses. Y'all, the way Mini Jen, I told y'all before, the way Mini Jen talk, at the least is unprofessional. At the worst is toxic and it's abusive. Mini Jen, the way she was talking in those cacao messages, I'm like, okay. I work in corporate America. A lot of you have real jobs. If I was in my team, Microsoft Teams or my Zoom chat, talking the way Mini Jen was to her VP, to other people, I would have been fired. Thank you, Ice Queen. I appreciate Nice Flower. Thank you. Like, I would be fired. There is no way I can get on my chat and talk to my coworker and dog out other people at my company and be like, oh, F them bitches. Like I'm like, really, Mini Jen? And then she was like, oh, well, I was just frustrated and I didn't really mean it. And I was like, who goes to work and you on the work cacao group? Okay, she's on the work cacao. The company's cacao messages. And she just over there just talking reckless. She like, Bong PD, he a fat F, he a fat fuck. And I'm like, damn. I was like, she over there talking about New Jeans, one of them overweight. They a bunch of bees. Like, I was like, really? And then she like, well, I didn't really mean it. I was just venting my frustration. Well, Mini Jen, dear, you must vent your frustration a lot. Because it just seems like every cacao messages, there's some, you are like literally in cacao messages calling people thick-headed, which is a real big insult. It's like calling somebody the R word or calling them like mentally, like saying that somebody has Down syndrome or something. Like, she was really in the messages going in on people when nobody asked her to. It was like, girl, calm down. And then she was like, oh, well, I was just frustrated. I was like, girl, you must be frustrated every damn day. Because the way she be in these cacao messages, dog cussing, Bong PD was fat. He's a fat pig, this fat pig. And that's where I'm like, she was in the cacao messages straight ruthless. Like, she was just popping it off like it wasn't nothing. Like, I was like, damn, okay. So she was just rattling it out like, them bitches, them brats, this fat fuck, and this person over here, she stupid, she dumb. I was like, damn. I'm like, Mini Jen I'm like, girl, you got some issues. Like, she got some anger issues, like, for real. The way she talked would never be acceptable in any corporate. I don't care what corporate. There's no way I can go to my job and tell my coworker, girl, let me tell you about our boss, F that B. Like, I would be fired. They be like, girl, get pack your shit, you gone. You found the short Tay High 17, the time BTS were dirty minded. Okay, I gotta look that up. Hello, love from Africa. Hello. Like many, how is Mini Jen surviving those losses? She'll probably have to pay fines. You know, she'll probably have to pay fines. Like, yeah, there's no way none of us would have a job if I would go to work and talk like that about coworkers and other people. I would be fired. Like, I wouldn't have a job. They'd be like, "Ma'am, were you in the Microsoft Teams group chat talking reckless?" I'm like, "Well, I was just frustrated and I was having a bad day." What? The way she talked, she was having a bad day every other day. Yeah, this is your company chat room, not your personal cacao messages. This is company. She was on emails talking stupid. I'm like, wow, it's talking stupid to people. So that's how you know what kind of person you dealing with. This person does this kind of shit all the time, apparently. She talks to people like this all the time. And then she's talking about people behind their back, and that's even worse. Like, she was all kikiing and all in their face. She playing in their faces, like, "Oh yeah, girl, I know you. Yeah, you accused." Like, this, one lady that worked with her was accusing her VP of sexual harassment. She was all nice to her to her face, but girl, in them emails and them cacao messages, she was like, "She dumb, she stupid. That's why I don't like working with bitches." I'm like, wow, Minnie Jen. Wow, okay. She one of them kind of women. She one of them kind of women that thinks that she is above it all and gonna keep her position no matter what. She the type of woman that seemed like she would throw other women under the bus. She don't care. To me, Minnie Jen, the whole thing about her being a woman in the industry was just a tool and a convenience thing, a cool thing for her to say to get the public on her side. Minnie Jen don't care about that. Minnie Jen is just as ruthless as any other male executive out there, in my opinion. She did not care about this chick being sexually harassed. She didn't care about New Jeans. She didn't care about nothing. All she cared about was a door. She wanted to keep her little empire, and that's it. And she's the type of woman that you work with that you will be nice to, and they will talk. Then they turn around and talk about you bad behind your back and try to get you fired. She one of them bitches. Like we've all worked with people like this. They all kikiing in your face and like, "Oh yeah, girl, let's go out to lunch," and then behind your back you find out that they talking bad. They talking bad about you to your boss and to everybody else. She one of them ladies. Like I've worked with women like this. They are not about girl power and solidarity. A male executive could say something rude to you, and they be like, "Oh my God, girl," and then behind the scenes they be like, "Man, she too sensitive," or she took that wrong. They'll stab you in the back anytime. They'll stab you, and they had a knife ready to stab you in the back because they want to get ahead of you. They may be jealous of you. They may not like you. They may see you as weak. Minnie Jen saw this chick as weak. What all women do, they want to complain. For her to say comments like that, I'm like, Minnie Jen is the ultimate fucking pick-me-sha. Like, she's the ultimate pick-me-sha. She's the ultimate backstabber. And like I said, and she's one of these chicks that thinks that she's ambitious and she's better than every woman out there. She one of them kind of women. But yeah, she still will survive though. Okay, RJ says she's worked with quite a few. So have I. Working in corporate America, I've worked with women. I've had supervisors like this. I've had supervisors that, again, I hate two-faced people. Don't kiki in my face and be like, "Oh yeah, girl," and then behind my back, you'll learn from another coworker, "Oh, well, such and such was talking bad about you," and they said, "Well, what did they say?" "Oh yeah, girl." You're like, okay, I can't trust you. She that kind of woman, Minnie Jen, yeah, she threw New Jeans under the bus so many times. Yeah, I don't understand as a parent. I've said it before. I understand the parents didn't know about the cacao messages ahead of time. They may not know about the messages. Once the messages started to come out, I think the parents really did. It started to dawn on them that something was wrong. But I really, truly feel that the parents were like sunken cost fallacy. They feel like they've come and done all of this so far that once some cacao messages came out, I feel like the parents thought they were the point of no return. They couldn't take back the lawsuits. They couldn't do anything about that. They just like, okay, well, what are we going to do now? I think they were at an impasse and just felt like they had to just keep going. And Minnie Jen may have fed the girls and the parents some sort of like lie and story. Like, oh, I didn't really mean that. And oh, it was taken out of context. Like, and then they may have believed her, you know. But at that time, it was too late then. Yeah, like exactly. Marie Miller, you don't have to like me, but just don't be two-faced and stab me in the back. If you don't like me, I want to know that you don't like me up front. I don't want you to be friendly to me and then behind my back trying to get me fired. Or behind my back trying to undermine me at every turn. That's just, I think she may be jealous of the big hit female CEO. She should be. Yeah, they do. They let it go too far. By the time the mini gen messages came out, they was like, okay, well, what can we do? Nothing. They should have known what they was dealing with. But again, I said it before. I think mini gen presents a whole different way. I think mini gen is good at talking to people. She's good at getting people to like her. And I think she's good at manipulating situations and good at manipulating people. And you got to be really clever to see through what she's trying to lay down. And I think that she treated the girls and coddled them to their face. But I think behind the scenes, she was talking bad about them. The same thing with the parents. She probably was all kissy, kissy, lovey, lovey to the parents. And then behind the scenes, she was writing emails and cacao messages pretending to be the parents. Like, so she was doing all of, she was firing on all cylinders. Like, with the parents, with High, with the executives, with Adore, like, she was doing all of it. Like, she had her hands in everything, in every place, everywhere, all at once. And I think that, you know, it's unfortunate because, again, if New Jeans can play the game, I said in my video, if New Jeans can play the game, they can have a successful career. If they know how to, if they can play the game right. And if they can, them and their parents can get, their mind right and understand what's really happening, they can go on and have a good career. But if they don't play the game right, then I don't know. Then they won't have a long time in the business but they have to play the game. They have to play the game. Minnie Jen will be all right. She will land on her feet. Like I said, Minnie Jen already has a new agency. She has a new agency. She has a new building being built. She has financial backers. I don't think Minnie Jen's going to go to jail. If anything, she might be fined. She may have to pay some money or whatever. What she did is really civil lawsuits. It's not anything like criminal. She has civil lawsuits. So, she may have to pay some money or something like that, like damages, especially for the defamation case. She may have to. She had to pay some fines. But Minnie Jen already got a new agency, y'all. She has a new agency. So with the OOAK, that's what it's called, the label, the name that she ripped off of a Canadian company. But Minnie Jen will be fine. Once they get past all these lawsuits and all this stuff, Minnie Jen will rebuild herself. She has enough connections in the industry. Y'all are starting to see that she has people everywhere. She had people on the internet in South Korea defending her now. She has these lame ass people, these lame ass influencers and YouTubers defending her now. But she has a new agency. So I mean, I don't know what anybody's gonna do about that. She's ready to start finding trainees and shit. From what I heard, that's what they say. They say she out here scouting for new trainees as we speak. So what? No, she gonna be that kind. She gonna be all right. Have I used philosophy products? No, I have not. Like Purity Man, I have not. I don't use that many products. The products that I use is like I have to hear about it, but I'll look that one up because I'm always lookout, for new products. But yes, there'll always be people that willing to debut. Yes, there's desperate parents and desperate young people out there. And they feel like, that's an easy road. Yeah, she did. She said Shelly P. She didn't like working with those bitches. She prefers to work with men. So she might do a boy group. Yeah, she says she prefers to work with men rather than women. So she might do a male group instead of a girl group. It's just whatever the wind takes her. But Minnie Jen gonna land on her feet. Again, she has a lot of pull. She worked in the industry, y'all. She's been in the industry for 22 years. Not many can say that. They've been in the industry as long as her. So I can give her that. Minnie Jen is smart and she's talented. I've never said Minnie Jen isn't smart or talented. When she was a creative director, she worked her way through SM all the way from the bottom all the way to an executive level. But she wanted more. She wanted her own division, her own company, and SM wasn't going to give her that. But she went to Hive, I feel, in my opinion, because she felt like there was going to be an opportunity for her to take her own division and move on. And she thought she was clever. And Minnie Jen feels like she probably feels pretty confident she's going to land on her feet too. And I keep telling y'all, when all else fails, when you don't understand Minnie Jen, just go back and say one word. You're like, that doesn't make any sense. You're like, but girl, Kiki, that doesn't make any sense. The shaman. I keep telling y'all, when things don't make sense with Minnie Jen, just be like, oh yeah, that's right, the shaman. just defer to that. You're like, but that doesn't make any sense. Well, how can the shaman? Okay. The shaman. All right. Then you will understand everything. Everything's become clear. When you understand that this person believes, again, I've said it over and over again. Thank you, Susanna. I've said it over and over again that Minnie Jen thinks she has power because of shamanism. So she is confident in everything that she does because she has done the rituals. She has done, she didn't slaughtered enough pigs. She didn't have enough chickens killed. She has done all of the things that she need to do to rise up through the ranks of the K-pop industry. And I believe firmly that Minnie Jen believes in shamanism. She's probably believed in it a long time. And she's probably used it off and on throughout her career to get where she needs to get. And she's been pretty successful and probably has a lot of faith in shamanism. And so if the shaman is telling her she needs to do certain things to make certain outcomes happen, she's going to do it. She's going to pay the money. And she feels confident in her abilities as an executive and as a person and also the shaman. So she believes that I feel like Minnie Jen believes that she has power. That's my opinion. Because that's the only thing that explains it. People are like, why did she do this? And that don't make any sense. And that, yeah, it don't make any sense. But then you're like, oh yeah, shamanism. You're like, oh shit, what was I thinking? Oh, that's right. Shaman's telling her what to, yes, the shaman's telling her do this and do that, it will be successful. And I believe that she firmly believes that. And she's been successful. So I don't know. Again, I'm not trying to judge anybody's belief system because the shaman, maybe it might be working for her. Y'all, it might be working. Like that, how she got to where she was got, it could be due to shamanism. I mean, being for me to be a skeptic. But she didn't got this far in the industry for very long. And not many women are in the industry this long and this high in this very male-dominated field. So I don't know what is the secret sauce to her recipe. It could be shamanism. I'm not a believer, but I'm just saying, I keep open mind. She obviously believes that. There's a strong power in belief. And if she really believes that, I mean, belief can move mountains. If she really believes that she has power, then she has power. If that's what she believes. Yeah, Minnie Jen, she has many secrets. She's been in the industry, so she knows what body's buried to everybody. So I think Minnie Jen has gained a lot of loyalty, and I don't understand it. I was like, who is loyal to me? But there people keep coming out the woodwork this week, every week. There's more people that come out the woodwork defending her with nonsensical, stupid shit. Yeah. Erroneous lies. Yeah. But they come out the woodwork, and I'm like, okay, Minnie Jen can't be paying all of y'all. So yeah, there's people that actually believe in her and friends with her and everything. She has that kind of clout in the business. I've never seen nothing like it. I mean, most people can't even explain it. I was like, she inspires a lot of loyalty and a lot of hatred. Minnie Jen is one of those people, if you love her, you hate her. Nothing in between. People either really, really love her, or they don't, or they don't like her. So it's either way. But I don't know what she inspires loyalty in. She hoodwinked New Jeans and their parents, and that makes no sense to me. It makes no sense whatsoever for New Jeans and their parents to believe this person. I don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense to me. I would, as a parent, my number one goal is to protect my child. That's it. Not to protect Minnie Jen, not to protect the other girls in the group, not to protect Hive or Adore. As a parent, I am singly focused on what is the best for my child. And to me, in my opinion, as a parent, I wouldn't trust anybody with my child's future. I would be like, no, I want the best for my child. I don't trust an executive in the music industry to tell me that they want the best for my child. You understand? Like, that's just dumb. That's one-sided on the parents' part. Stupid. It's dumb. Like, why would you trust us? I know what's best for my child. Not you, Minnie Jen. You're not her mom. I am. I am there to look out for my child. And the parents, I'm like, y'all just blindly trust somebody that they didn't even know for very long. That's another thing that don't get put out there. It's not like Minnie Jen knew these girls for like decades or anything like that. They didn't even know each other for very long. It wasn't even very long. I mean, a year and a half, 2 years. I'm going to hand over everything. Baby, no. Mama hand my child's future over to you. Can she be blacklisted? She will on some level, yes. She will. Some people will not give her opportunities. We'll see. She has left a bad taste in the industry. There are people who are very angry with her in the business because she almost could have toppled down the whole thing, really. If this New Jeans contract thing didn't go through, she could have toppled down the whole business. That's why I said I don't understand it either, Sarah. Yes, Asian parents, they care about their social status and financial stability. I couldn't imagine any parent just being like, okay, I'm going to blindly trust you. Yeah, I don't hate Minnie Jen. There's nothing against her. Like I said, I think she's a smart, talented, savvy business lady. But I don't like the decisions she made. I don't like how she did New Jeans. And I don't like how she conducted herself as a female professional. Like, it's hard enough to be a woman in that industry. And then for you to sit there and talk the way that you talk and did the things that you did, it really did stain. A lot of people don't talk about the stain and tarnish the image of female executives. It did do that. That doesn't get talked about enough. Like, yes, there were men in the entertainment industry, y'all, who are sitting around at dinners talking about, well, that's why we don't let women be executive. These are things that I've heard of that male executives have said. So Minnie Jen messed it up, possibly for other women in the industry. Because again, these men, it's a male-dominated, executives, it's a male-dominated field anyway. But to have Minnie Jen act like this and pull the shit that she did, there are male executives who are like, well, she a woman. So stuff like that is said. It's misogynist enough in South Korea, especially in the K-pop industry. And then for her to do this, it just tarnished like the female executives. Like, really, it made it harder. It's going to make them harder for them to attain higher positions when she pulls shit like this. But Minnie Jen did not care. She don't care about the industry as a whole or the business as a whole. All she cares about is having her little empire, her little fiefdom, and that's it, in my opinion. Because if she would have cared, she would have thought, okay, this is gonna make women in the industry look bad, and it has. It has echoed through the business. So now female executives are looked more with suspicion now. Like, is this person gonna flip the script and do this? Because Minnie Jen did things that has never been done by an executive in the industry. Like, no one's really pulled the stunts and stuff that she did. No one has ever pulled anything like this in the industry. Not at this level. There have been some executives that have caused problems, yes, but not at this level. Not going through a lawsuit, not trying to take a door, no executive has done all this. And for her to be a woman doing all of this, it doesn't get talked enough about how this hurts women in the industry. You think she's a nuts? Yeah, I think I don't think Minnie Jen is crazy. I think that I say when y'all think she crazy, again, I think she believes in that shaman. She believes in Korean shamanism. So her actions seem nutty. It seems nonsensical. But when you're talking about the metaphysical, when you're talking about religion, things don't really make sense logically to us. But to her, it's part of some grand plan that she had. To her, it's working out just, I guess, the way that she wanted it to work out. Thank you, Supernatural. Thank you, girl. What's up? A makeup brush, Laura. That's what I need, a good makeup brush. Well, no, I don't, because I don't wear makeup. But I need a tutorial. Jennifer be like, just get online and look it up. I was like, look, I don't have patience for that. But yeah, I think that Minnie Jen just thinks that what she's doing is some kind of maybe righteous crusade, I think. And I'm just saying that overly dramatically. But who is Minnie Jen? Minnie Jen was the former CEO of a company called Adore Entertainment. She's the former CEO of Adore Entertainment. That's who she is. And so I don't know. And she's also the Adore Entertainment is the was well is still the home of K-pop group New Jeans, and they've been in a lawsuit. They were in a lawsuit off and on for 18 months, and it just their lawsuit ended, but Minhee Jin is still in other lawsuits as well, and it's caused a big problem in the K-pop industry. Yeah, she worked with SM for a long time. She was at SM. She started from the bottom, out of college. She started from nothing in SM and rose her way to the top. Her story really is amazing. Her story truly, really is amazing because most women don't rise to the top that quickly, and most women don't have a long career in the K-pop industry. She went from working as like an intern all the way up to an executive. So she went really high. She was there during the years of XO. She was the creative director for a long time. She the one that made XO popular. She did a lot of stuff for a lot of groups, a lot of creative directing, and that's how she was good at what she did. Apparently, I never take that away from her. Now, again, I've said in my other videos where I talked about this that she was also there around the time when BTS was accused of plagiarism. If y'all remember back in 2017, 2018, BTS was accused of plagiarism. They were accused of chart manipulation. They were accused of being in a cult. That those rumors started to pop up. There were things said about Jimin being fat. There was a whole campaign about Jimin being fat online. They called him all kinds of names. Like there was years that BTS were mercilessly hounded in the media. And a lot of people blame EXO fans, they blame Big Bang fans, they blamed Blinks, and I really don't think that that's what it was. I really don't. I said, y'all, the same stunts and tricks that were used against BTS between like 2016 and 2019, it's the same thing that were used with New Jeans and everything like that. It was the same stunts and tricks that was used against Hive. And I said, there's a correlation between Eyelet being accused of plagiarism. And then around that time last year, like around again, how I became Army is because of all of the controversy. I became Army because last year it popped up again. They were accusing BTS of being in a cult. This was showing up around April of 2024. They accused BTS of Sajegi, which is a chart manipulation. Rumors popped up again. There are people in Korean message boards saying that they worked for some company, and it was a big thing, accusing them again of chart manipulation back in 2016, 2017. These rumors started to pop up again. Then there was the whole sugar thing and the whole shitstorm with that. The same tips and tricks that were used in 2016, 2017, 2018. If you look at it, it's eerily similar. And so Minnie Jin was working for SM, and a lot of people, a lot of armies don't like SM. They've accused SM of doing underhanded things. And a lot of people believe honestly that Minhee Jin was behind, maybe orchestrated, or was a part of some of the things that why BTS was getting because their popularity started to rise. And then, they started Super M, which was that group to rival BTS, and that didn't really go anywhere. It was I had to go back and read the whole history because again, I wasn't there. But a lot of y'all are like, yeah, y'all remember the dark days. Y'all like, we remember those days where BTS, where armies were literally online fighting everybody. There were so many allegations of plagiarism in their look. BTS couldn't dye their hair any fucking color, from what I heard. Someone told me BTS couldn't even dye their hair black. Like they can go, like the moment BTS came out with an outfit, everybody accused them of copying somebody else. Thank you, Susanna, for the flower. Yeah, they're accused of being a cult. I did a whole video on my channel about BTS being in a cult, about the rumors about them being in a cult. Yeah, about them being in a cult. The rumors came back in 2018 and they came out last year as well. That's how I became Army. I started hearing all these rumors about BTS being in a cult, BTS buying albums, chart manipulations. I started hearing about all this stuff. In March, April of 2024, it popped up again. It kept, and I was like, and I would ask Jennifer, "Are they really in the cult?" She's like, "Shut up." I said, but Jennifer, they said they chart manipulate. Jennifer's like, no, just no, shut up. She's like, they tried that back in the day. No, they didn't chart manipulate. And so they tried to say that BTS album numbers were fake and all kinds of stuff. And so I didn't know, and I went back and looked, and I was like, yeah, they were accused of this before. And again, that's how I got curious about BTS because I'm like, why are so many rumors, evil rumors coming about BTS? What do they have to do with anything? And then I saw the Adore and the Bang PD, and I said, "Who is Bang PD?" And I didn't know anything about any of this stuff. So I went on my own research, and I was like, "Okay, BTS, BTS. I know who BTS is, but I was like, well, let me go and check out their history since people are accusing them of chart manipulation." And I went back and looked at their history, and then within 2 to 3 days, I was like, "I'm Army. I'm Army now. I'm Army." I was Army. I was like, I'm Army. I'm Army. Like I fell in love with. I sat there and watched documentaries about BTS, their story, their timeline, and I was like, this group is amazing. Within 3 days, I was like, I wanted to watch everything about BTS. I went back and started watching Run BTS. I tried to listen to every song. I was like, I love this group. And that's how I became Army. So if it wasn't for Minnie Jin, I wouldn't be here. So that's one good thing. But yes, last year people were accusing BTS of all kinds of things. All kinds of things were cropping up from a long time ago. Hey, that sugar article are starting to coming now. What sugar article? Are you talking about when he had a scooter? BTS worked too damn hard for all that. Or you were a casual listener? I didn't. I fell in love with their story. I did not fall in love. I watched The Rise of Bangtan, which is this documentary. If you've not seen it, it's phenomenal. If you have not seen The Rise of Bangtan, oh my God. Like this, like I watched that whole like I said, the first episode, I'm like, okay, this is good. Second episode, I'm like, all right, because I knew who Sugar was because Sugar caught my attention long time ago. And then after the third episode, I'm like, okay. Baby, what time that fourth episode? I was and each episode's 30 minutes. By that fourth episode, I'm like, I'm Army! I'm Army! But I did not know BTS's story. I did not know they started so young. I had no idea. I watched like the Rise of Bangtan. I went back and watched the reverses. I went back and watched their V lives. So all the way from the time that RM was young. And again, if you watch BTS story, their story and their V lives and the things that they were doing back in the day, you will utterly completely fall in love with BTS. I dare anybody to go back and watch this. You will fall in love with BTS. Like there's no way you cannot fall. I have never liked any boy band, boy group, K-pop, nothing. I was a casual listener of K-pop since 2022, and that's it. I like certain groups. I was a fan of certain groups. But when I watched The Rise of Bangtan, I dare anybody to go watch that and not be at least interested and be like, this is a really compelling. It's a story that I've said it before. I want to be a movie. I want this story to be a movie. This story deserves to be a movie. I know BTS's story is not over yet, but when they're done and they're older, and I've left this earth, and they are older guys and they're in their 60s, I want somebody to go and do a movie or a TV show because their story is worthy of telling because it is an amazing K-pop story. It's an amazing music story. It is absolutely positively riveting. And I love a good story. So when they were telling that story, I was like, I said, I said, no, nah, this is my group. This is my group. When they started out as rappers and I didn't know that they were real rap, I said, this is my group. I said, this is mine right here. I said, yeah, I fuck with this. Like this, I was like, I love these guys. I got to know them and watch their real life. And I felt like they were like like I was like, I know these guys. I felt like I knew them. I was like, because they would be on camera and be so real about it. And they came with a little tiny big hit and they were all cramped in an apartment. And I was shocked. I had no idea that BTS had such humble beginnings. And so I fell in love. I was like, I said, I'm in love. Yes, the media campaigns need to be studied. Like people do still believe her. They do. They hate on Hive groups online like crazy. I didn't understand it either last year. I didn't understand why I would get online and people would hate on Hive. And I said, why do people hate Hive? I didn't get it. I posted something on my YouTube channel, my post, where it talks about it, the Korean video talking about how Hive is like creeping up on being the third biggest like entertainment company in the world. And I said people are finally recognizing that Hive is not just a Korean company anymore. People are starting to realize that Hive is a global, international media conglomerate. Like people are really starting in Korea, starting to understand. Hive should never be in the conversation anymore to me, I feel now, with the other three, with SM, YG, and JYP. I feel like Hive is not part of the big four. Hive is something different. They are going beyond just Korea. They're going beyond that. And it's about time people start to understand and recognize that. Maybe it'll end up on Broadway. I would love to. The Hustle Live. I watched the Hustle Live and fell in love. I was so in love with Jimin for a little bit. Like me and Jimin was like this girl. Like me and Jimin, I was so close to becoming a Jimin fan because you know once you Jim in, you can't Jim out. But I saw Jimin on Hustle Life and I thought he was so cute and so endearing. I was like, he is so sweet. I was this close. I was so close to being, but y'all Sugar just drags me back because Sugar just be like, no, bitch, come back. I'm like, well, I had to come to my senses. Yeah, the BTS story reminds you of New Kids on the Block. I don't know the New Kids on the Block story. I used to a little bit. BTS will have a movie someday, and a Madame Tussauds. I would love to see a Madame Tussauds wax sculpture. Hive is bigger than Korea. They're finally starting to understand and wise up. Like there's been articles and stuff published lately. Again, I put the video on the post on my channel about the video talking about Hive being a global company. They are a global company. They are no longer just a Korean K-pop company. Like people undersell Hive when they still treat them like that. Tony, I know Jimin was so cute. Tony, they're so cute. I was like, oh, look at you, so cute. Like it just killed me. I was like, they're so cute. I knew nothing about them until 2019. And then they were Good Morning America. When you went down the rabbit hole, it never came out. Like I said, I went down it was Minhee Jin and Sajegi and the cult because I want to know, were they really in the cult? Were they really child manipulating? Did they really, people were talking about they were buying awards, all this stuff. I went down that rabbit hole, girl, and could and for 2 weeks, I was like, I'm Ernie. I was like, this is it. Like I denied it at first. I was like, no, I'm just cool. They cool, But then after like a month, I was like, all right, fine. But then what solidified it was the Sugar thing hit. Just as I was just getting into BTS, y'all know the Sugar scandal hit. And I'm like, okay, I got my bias. I'm like, I got my bias. I got my pillow. I was like, BTS. I was all ready to enjoy BTS. And then all of a sudden the Sugar scandal hit. And it just, all hell broke loose for me. And I didn't understand what was going on. I didn't understand why so many people were against Sugar and what was happening. So it was a very crash course and a rude awakening for the K media. That's how I came to not like the K media. I don't trust the K media. I did a whole video about Minhee Jin. Now the K media is starting to drag Minhee Jin out. And I told y'all, don't trust that shit. Don't trust that. Because K media is full of shit. They were all over this Minhee Jin, new Jin. They were all over it. They were reporting it every other damn day. For a whole year. Every other day, there was something about new jeans or Minhee Jin in the K media. Every press conference, every statement they made on the internet, New Jeans could sneeze and the K media was all over it. Everything, they did everything to try to slant the public toward New Jeans and Minhee Jin. Now they're against Minhee Jin. Now they don't like Minhee Jin. Please. Right. Now they complaining about New Jeans. I was like, but y'all wasn't complaining about them when they was giving y'all interviews and press conferences. They were all with it. They were like, oh yeah, New Jeans gonna do a press conference. I'm like, do y'all have to like have a whole like 10 articles on one press conference? Because that's what they were doing. Anytime New Jeans would release anything, they would have article after article, day after day after day after day about one thing. New Jeans then they went before the National Assembly, and that's all they talked about for like a whole month. When Hani went up there and cried, oh, we're just so mistreated. I was like, girl, no. The media ate it up for months. That's all they talked about. They went before Hani went before the National Assembly. Girl, okay. That's all the media did. They ate it up. They got clicks, they got views, they got bylines. They made lots and lots of money. Now, since this whole thing has fell apart, now they're like, that Minhee Jin, she just not it, girl. Now she not it. You know, oh, you went to wash dishes, girl. Yeah, I'm still here. So yeah, I'm like, yeah, she said, girl, I didn't wash the dishes. I came back. Well, hey, girl, what's up? Yeah, K media is the problem. You know, it is K media is definitely a problem. So I don't buy what the media is trying to sell right now. I don't trust them. Um, I don't trust them. Wait, let me see what else I got. I will save this for Saturday. I was going to talk about my last thing I was going to talk about, but I'm fixing to end this live stream in a minute, is about families and blackmail. I was going to talk about the being a family member of a K-pop singer in blackmail that happens in South Korea, which I talk about a lot. I said blackmail happens a lot in the entertainment industry. Um, Oh, and South Korean makeup. Since we're talking about face stuff, I will add that I fell down the South Korean makeup rabbit hole. I'm confident. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I've fallen down the rabbit hole. Oh, there's a South Korean makeup channel that I recently fell upon. It was recommended, and I'm not into makeup at all. I don't know how to do makeup, but I'm fascinated about how South Koreans makeup artists do their makeup. And so like I've fallen down that rabbit hole. But yeah, we're gonna Saturday, I'm gonna do a live stream on Saturday and we're gonna talk about the blackmail and the family dynamics that may go on in K-pop. It is very interesting and the things that I've learned and been told about the family and how hard or easy, depending on the family, it can be or can be all right. That I can say that idols, there are idols who feel like K-pop, like them being an idol has torn apart their family. And then there's some idols that feel like them being an idol has brought their family closer together. But there are a lot of um casualties of war being in the K idol industry that people keep telling me that and it, like I said, it's something that never I don't ever hear anyone talk about what happens in what would it feel like to for you to be the older sibling of somebody that's in the K industry and knowing how popular and how famous they are and the pressures with your family and friends and society, knowing that your younger brother or sister is so well renowned and popular and famous and good looking, and everybody's looking at you like, like, I haven't said my favorite Yoongi song yet. Um, Let me think about that. It'll be, it'll be, it'll be D-Day too. Oh, I know the song that goes, mm-mm-mm. Why so serious? I'm so serious. I love that song. I love that's one of the first songs I heard um on his D-Day, the last one. Why so serious? I'm so serious. I like that one. And I like, huh? I like that one. What do you know about me? But I like songs when Yoongi's angry. This is your wanna be like. I love Yoongi. Yes. I'm a rap line girl and I love rap. So yeah. Okay, bye, FB. F Bercy. F Bercy. It's like F Mercy. Happy holidays. We back on Saturday. My that's the one that all of the Yoongi songs are a banger. They comparison is huge. Sarah says comparison is huge. It is in Korean culture as well. It's I've been explained that comparison is huge. Especially if with Korean culture, there's a hierarchy in age. So if you're a younger brother and sister and your older sibling, there's still a lot of pressure there. But to be a older sibling of somebody in K-pop, that I've heard that is truly a lot of pressure to be the older sibling, especially if you're an older sibling that hasn't been very established. There are some people that have older siblings that have businesses and they're like J-Hope. J-Hope talked about his older sister, that his older sister is the IU People Part 2. That J-Hope talked about with his sister that he grew up having his sister was the it girl. Like J-Hope he's talked about frequently that his sister was the one that his parents are like, why can't you be like your sister? That she was very educated and accomplished and put together. And here he was in the struggling boy group, while his sister was older, much older than J-Hope, and she's successful and she was doing things. So that dynamic is a little bit different. But to have an older brother and sister where they really don't have a foothold professionally, and they're not as successful as their younger sibling, or not even close, not even, just close to it. It's hard to live in your younger sibling's shadow, from what I've heard. And then there's family dynamics in that, and every family is different. But I heard that, like, with the to have a younger sibling to be as an idol and be a very famous idol, I've heard is a very hard thing to live up to, because everybody's looking at you like, well, you're the oldest, like, why don't you, like, what do you have going on? And your younger brother and sister, they have the looks, the talent, they're famous, and then here you are as the older sibling, always trying to prove your worth all the time, especially if you don't have an already established career in life. There are a lot of idols that are in business with their relatives. I talk about Yoongi all the time. I said, if y'all don't know, Yoongi is in business with his brother. It's not a secret, but it's just the truth. He is in business with his brother in several businesses, and that doesn't get talked a lot either. That a lot of idols go into business with their brothers. But again, on Saturday we'll talk about, like, those age and gender dynamics. It's different with genders too. Like, it's a gender dynamic too. Jin and Jungkook both have older brothers. They do have older brothers. Sometimes they compare you with another girl your age. Yeah, yeah. They're like, why can't you be like this person? I said, oh Lord. I said, oh Lord. And that falls in the line, not with just idols, but there are other people who are very successful, and they have a younger brother or sister, or older brother and sister, that they always get compared to them. Like, what? Why aren't you doing what they're doing? Like, look what they're doing. There's a lot of comparison. So it's not just idols, but just being, but being in the industry is a new level to it, because they're famous. They're famous. And like I said, some siblings like it. They like that they have a famous sibling, and then some of them don't like it. It's just a lot of pressure. But some of them like it. Some of them have, dated girls and boys because of proximity. And some people don't like that. Some people hate that. They're like, they always fear that some girl wants to be with them because, let's just say, if your brother is Jungkook, you would date a girl and you're thinking, does this girl really like me, or is she just trying to get to my brother? Is she BTS Army? Or I mean, imagine trying to date a sibling of a BTS. Every girl or guy you date, your mindset is gonna be like, do they really like me? Are you trying to meet my brother? Like, oh my God. Oh, it's the first time you're hearing about Yoongi being, but yes, he is. Yes, yes. No, I'm unhappy about All Day. I talked about that earlier. I have a video coming out tomorrow about All Day Project winning their Dasang. I don't like All Day Project. I have another video that I did months ago about them. Oh yeah, yeah. Yoongi's in business with his brother. It's like I said, it doesn't get talked about a lot because it's not a secret, but it's just, and a lot of them are. You'd be surprised that a lot of them are in business with their siblings, in some way, shape, or form, or a relative. It doesn't have to be a sibling. It's relative. Like I said, Saturday, I'm going to give y'all a deep dive and just give y'all some perspective, because there are a lot of idols that are in business with their relative. And it could be something small, like they own a part of the business, or they fronted the money for it, and then it could be something a little bit medium sized where they actually own half of the business, and then it could be something, really, really large, where they're like an investment partner with their relative or uncle, aunt, uncle, sibling, cousin, extended other, or a group of family members all come together and invest something, and they're part of some investment group owning cafes or restaurants or bars or whatever. So yeah, there are a lot of idols that are into real estate. Like, real estate is a big thing with idols, and they get into real estate with their in-laws. Like I said, their sister may have married a guy, and they're in business with their brother-in-law or sister-in-law's family or something like that. There's a lot of familial ties in business, and like I said, the way for your business to expand. I know J-Hope is very business savvy. Out of all the BTS members, I think J-Hope is probably the richest one. J-Hope has a lot of investments. He owns several properties, from what I've been told. in South Korea. And so I told the J-Hope, I've been told the J-Hope is probably net worth is probably more than the other ones. I think he's the richest member of BTS that I so far. I think Jin is number two, probably. They have a lot of investments. Jen has a lot of investments in business as well. Jen, from what I hear, came from a business family. So, but I can tell you, I can leave y'all with this because this has been the gossip stream, and I've been gossiping too much, and I'm probably going to get in trouble. I'm not. I didn't mention any like names or anything, like except for Burning Sun Opa, but everybody know about that. I can tell y'all about BTS because I do ask about them often in the industry. Um, I can't. I'm gonna get in trouble. All Day Project is very controversial. Yeah, All Day Project is very controversial. Yeah, and I like I said, I did a whole video, and my video comes out tomorrow where I'll tell you about the day same thing and how I feel. It's ridiculous. But I can tell you one thing. And everybody that asked about the BTS, I said this before and say it again. There are two members of BTS that I never hear anything bad about. Like I have never heard anyone say anything crazy. I've never heard any weird ass stories. And trust me, I have heard some weird ass stories. Again, if you're a member to my channel, I think it's $1.99 a month. If you are, and once I get enough members, I will have a member stream where I can tell y'all some really more weird stuff. But I post some posts for the members to view about things I've heard in the industry, and y'all will get to read the absurd. And some things are y'all like, okay, but there's some things I tell y'all I don't even believe, but I'm like, this is what I heard. Because there's a real wackadoo story about Sugar out there that I still am waffling back and forth whether to believe it or not. And I'm starting to kind of believe it maybe. Like I'm hearing things and I'm like, well, maybe that story is true. Because people gossip a lot in the industry. And so people tell me stories about certain members of different groups. But I ask about BTS the most because I don't care about girl groups, but I know a few things about girl groups as well that allegedly have things going on. But I can tell you out of everybody, I asked everybody, and everybody, I was like, who is the members of BTS that cause the most trouble? That I've heard them that get the most rumors. They told me those. I won't tell you. I won't say. But I was like, who are the members of BTS that don't get the most rumors? And there's one person's name that comes up all the time, and that's Jin. Sok Jin. I have heard nothing but good things about Jin. So I don't know if Jin just keeps his shit on the low, real low dolo. I don't know what Jin has got going on, but baby, out of everybody in BTS, I have never heard anyone say anything bad about Jin. So Jin, I've never heard. I have scoured the internet. I have asked people, and people are like, no, they have heard nothing but professional things about Jin. That Jin is very professional. That Jin is on time. That Jin is easygoing. That he's just like anybody else that gets angry and sad and upset. But he doesn't hold any grudges. He's not petty. The things that I've heard about Jin are that Jin is very affable and that he is a real professional person. Like he is very professional. The other person that I've rarely heard anything bad about is RM. Now, I have to say that I did hear bad things about RM from a long time ago. But like in the past 5 to 6 years, I have not heard anything bad about Jennifer talking about what the hell are you drinking? I'm nothing, Jennifer. Anyway. But yeah, I have not heard anything bad about Jen. And then I have not heard anything bad about RM in a long time. Now, in the beginning, when RM first started, there are some dubious rumors out there about RM and the people that he was hanging, but I have not heard anything bad about RM. So, at least in the past 6, 7 years, I've just no one's really, I haven't heard a lot of dirt on RM, but everybody else, yeah, everybody else, I'm like, I just be sitting there like, what? They're like, yeah, this and what? And I'm like, I don't know what to believe. I'm like, I don't know, should I believe that or not? But I've heard different kinds of stories. Some of them more than others. So, some of them are just, I'm like, what? Some of them are just little small things, like little, not anything illegal or anything crazy. Not anything crazy like that, like illegal or whoa, like way off the cliff, like things I would be like, wait, what? Like offended, but just things here and there, like little anecdotal things. But Jen, and RM, and then the third one would probably be J Hope. Like at J Hope, I've heard nothing but um, good professional things about J-Hope, that he's very professional. And J-Hope I heard J-Hope was a perfectionist though, and he will get in your ass if you don't show up on time and you don't do what you're supposed to do, then J-Hope can kind of drop the hammer. But he's used to being a leader. So J-Hope was kind of like the leader. But yeah, I ask and people and Jen, I have to say, there I was like, damn, Jen ain't got no dirt. No, not none. So I don't know what Jen is doing. But all these people who love Jen, baby, yo man, your daddy Jen is has a clean record in South Korea, that he is known as a straight and narrow kind of guy, not out partying, not dating a lot of women. I've never heard none of that, so I don't know. I was very curious. So I said Jen must just keep his shit on lock. John Cook, baby. I ain't got nothing to say about JK. Oh, that's your two biases, RM and Jen. Well, there you go. You didn't pick two winners, baby. You didn't pick two winners. I haven't heard anything scandalous about RM lately. You know, like stuff when he was younger and stuff that I can understand. I'm like, okay. You know, I ain't gonna hate on him for that. But you know, just stuff when he was younger, he was first starting out in the industry, and the people he was hanging around with. And some of y'all know the whole story about Iron. If y'all don't know the story about Iron, I'm gonna do a video one of these days. I'll get around to it, telling the story about Iron. And Iron was a rapper, and he died. Like he passed away allegedly of a drug overdose. Like it's a whole thing. But he was friends with RM, and he was scouted by Big Hit in the beginning. And it's a whole thing about that group that was scouted by Big Hit. There's a lot of stories, a lot of rambunctious stories about that earlier group that was scouted by Bang PD. There's a bunch of stories out there. Like it's not anything hidden. There's a bunch of stories about RM and Iron and Supreme Boy and a bunch of them, you know, that are not favorable stories. JK said he's a bad boy, you know. Yeah, and RM, yeah, he was only 19. He was a young guy then. So the stuff that I heard back when he was 19, 20 years old, I don't he's in his 30s now. So I can't hold that against them. I can't hold anything against anybody. What they happened when they were wild and they were 19, they were 20, 19, 20, 21, 22 years old. And before he even was officially in BTS, that he was still a trainee, he was still hanging around a certain crowd. There's been a lot of accusations out there about RM, and if you go online, you can read them. There's been a lot of things said about his behavior back in the day and things that he's done back in the day, but all of that was when he was younger. And it's nothing serious, nothing criminal, but it's just there are people who used to bad talk him back in the day, uh around that time. There were people, especially in the rap circles, with bad mouth. And some of it you can't know whether it's true or not, whether it's just jealousy. There's a lot of jealousy there. But some of it was true from what I gleaned that it was true. So Arden was kind of running wild in these streets when he was younger, but he was a young guy. So, you know, what do you do? So there you go. Who's the older guy that is credited creating shaping K-pop as idols as global set? That'll be Isuman is the granddaddy of K-pop. He is the one that started it all with SM Entertainment. There's a Netflix special that I'm gonna watch tonight about Isuman, and I'm gonna try not to throw up on my bed sheets because I hear that the Isuman documentary, if you guys have seen it, is just this Isuman kiss ass fest. So I'm gonna watch it tonight. I've been saying I'm going to watch it forever, but I have to get really prepared to watch it because I do not want to watch an Isuman love fest because Isuman has done dirt in the industry as well. He's done a lot of dirt. Isuman is yes, I give him respect. He's Opa, Isuman Opa, but I respect him for what he did in the business, him and his wife. But SM has not had a good reputation of doing nice things to Big Hit and other budding labels. Like they did a lot of things back in the day that a lot of fans bring up from either even at YG. Um, you saw a vid about his nastiness. Oh yeah, Isuman was no joke back in the day. Isuman JK said he was an international playboy. He should be. I hope so. I worry about JK sometimes. Yeah, the rap community was pissed at RM for being K-pop. They thought he was a turncoat. Yeah, Isuman. again, I got that on my list, a whole video about a deep dive into SM because it is a fascinating. You want to talk about some mafia shit? SM, the story of, if you don't know the story of SM, baby, I'm gonna do a deep dive because it is on some mafia-ish. Like the way things are, I mean, when you get down to the nitty-gritty and get somebody to really tell the story, because in K-pop they try to gloss over like how Isuman started the end and where he got the money from. Baby, that's a whole video within itself. Because SM and the foundation and the founding of SM is fascinating. It is fascinating. It is a story that it is unbelievable. Like I'm like, they did what? And then what happened? I was like, wait, what? Like it is unbelievable. Like it is truly a story. And I'm not saying Isuman didn't work hard. Matter of fact, Isuman is fixing to come out with his own label again. Y'all watch out. I've been telling y'all watch out for it. Isuman is coming out with his own label. He is right now recruiting artists and trainees as we speak. Right now, as we speak, Isuman, his old ass, is out there recruiting and getting young people. He's fixing to start his own label because the no compete clause is that he had signed with Hive and SM. It is fixing to expire. Isuman has been preparing for 2 years to start his own label. And he is going to come back. He's going to stage a comeback. And Isuman said, don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years. So Isuman's going to come out swinging. He going to come out like LL Cool J. Talking about, don't call it a comeback. But yes, Isuman is coming out with his own label. He has apparently trainees already lined up or whatever. That's what I keep hearing. They got trainees lined up, y'all. And Isuman said he's ready to get back into the business of K-pop with his old ass. So y'all get ready. Y'all get ready. Yeah, Isuman is not the story SM is not for the faint of heart because you question everything in K-pop. It'll make you question your whole life choices. I watched something about SM Entertainment and I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, wait, isn't that illegal? Like the whole entire time I watched the documentary, not the Netflix one, I didn't watch that one. But I watched the documentary, I watched 2 or 3 documentaries about SM because I wanted to know about each one of these companies. And the whole entire time through the SM documentaries, I'm like, isn't that illegal? Wait a minute, that's illegal. The whole entire time I was like, well, that's illegal. Like what? What? He did what now? I'm like, I said, this mother trucker up here. I said, he doing shit that I was like, wait, can you do that? That's illegal in Korea. This mother trucker. I was like, but what? Like the whole time I was watching documentaries confused because I didn't understand how Isuman got away with all this shit. Because I was like, and they did what? And they did what? And they were like, well, Kiki was back in the 90s. Things were a little bit different back then. What? Once again, what? Yeah, it's different back then, girl. Don't worry about it. I'm like, but that still sounds illegal. Yeah, girl, just shush. Like, shush. Like I'm like, damn. I'm like, okay, what? I was told to be quiet. That yes, some of the stuff that he was doing and the funding and the tampering and the bribes. I mean, I was like, okay, we admitting to bribes? Like, yes, red flag after red flag. So if you do not know about the formation of SM, I'm going to be here to school you. I've been planning this deep dive video for a long time, and it will shock you. The same thing about YG. Y'all know how I feel about Daddy YG. I don't like Daddy YG either. Well, Daddy YG is not the CEO. He's a creative director now, officially. He's Daddy YG. And Daddy YG, at least Daddy YG, I respect him. But Daddy YG has done some underhanded shit too. Y'all know how he did 21. Y'all know y'all still mad. Y'all come on here all the time and y'all mad about 21. How Daddy YG told 21 they was ugly. That, you guys are real talented, but y'all ugly. And he wanted a prettier girl group and he got Blackpink. Not a guess. I'm not lying. That's how it happened. That 21 didn't even find out that they was fired. They had to find out through the Korean media that they was let go. So yes. So yeah, some of y'all know that 21 story. I told Jennifer that, and Jennifer's like, what? I was like, girl, you don't know that 21, that Blackpink story? That's how Blackpink got formed. Daddy YG was like, y'all ugly. And he fought with the members of 21. He didn't want to pay them their money, allegedly. He blackballed them from the industry to where they couldn't go solo Daddy YG. What's my opinion on Stray Kids? I don't know. I went to their concert. I did a whole video. I did 2 videos about Stray Kids. Yeah, Daddy YG blackballed 21 from the industry. And he told them they were ugly. And he wanted a prettier group that was like 21 but younger and prettier. And so he got Blackpink. And they didn't understand. They didn't know what was going on. So now Daddy YG got another 4-piece girl group that is younger than Blackpink. One of the trainees is like 16. And all the Blinks are upset because this group is going to debut next year. And people feel like this is history repeating itself. That Daddy YG is going to replace Blackpink with this other group. SM and YG did hard dirty. They threatened to boycott. Yeah, they did. They did. They did. SM and YG have done a lot of things in the industry. Blackpink, Why, y'all? Why is people in my comment section talking about Blackpink that I was on the ground yesterday? People was in my comment section talking about, on my last video, I talk about why the West thinks K-pop is corny. People in my comment section, they were like, well, Blackpink ain't gonna do anything. I can't even say what a straight face. They talk about, well, Blackpink is over. I said, I'm like, time out. Blackpink is on, well, again, to everybody watching this video, Blackpink is on tour, number one. Number two, Blackpink came out with a song called Jump. Number two. Number three, Blackpink is coming out with an album. I don't know when. It was supposed to be later this year. It's 2026. It may be February 2nd. I don't know. But the people in my comment section who are like, Blackpink, they ain't doing nothing. I said, they on tour. These people was in the comment section. Sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I apologize. I apologize, y'all. My internet died. Oh my God. But what I was saying is that these people, sorry, y'all. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. But anyway, I'm back, y'all. I'm sorry. My internet, my Wi-Fi died. Y'all know I live in the country. No. What I was saying was these mother truckers was in my comment section talking about Blackpink ain't doing nothing. Blackpink ain't doing nothing. They ain't came out with no song. I'm like, y'all, like I was in the comment section dying because people was truly like, I was like, but I'm like, Blackpink still, I'm like, what y'all talking about? What do you mean Blackpink ain't doing nothing? What? Girl, they was so serious too. I was there just talking about Blackpink ain't doing nothing. I said, what? I'm like, Blackpink are on tour. They're like, well, Blackpink are on tour until January. Well, once again, let me repeat, Blackpink are on tour until January. Blackpink is coming out with a new album next year, allegedly. And Blackpink, damn it, Blackpink came out with that song Jump. And then people be in my comment section. I don't know if these people are serious or they just throwing low-key shade. Because they was like, well, Blackpink didn't win away. I said, Blackpink is back. I said, what are you talking about? What are y'all talking about? Girl, they be throwing shade at Blackpink so hard in my comment section on my videos. I just don't even know how to react. I just be like, I don't even know what to say to y'all anymore. Because I keep telling y'all, Blackpink is still on tour. Everybody was like, Blackpink still on tour? I'm like, yes, they on tour. They're like, nobody cares. I said Blackpink didn't fell off so bad that people don't even know. They throwing shade. I was like, y'all, I thought people was kidding. I said, are y'all serious? Do y'all not know Blackpink is on tour? They was like, no. I said, do y'all know Blackpink came out with a song? They was like, what song? I said, y'all don't talk to me. They talking about what song? I don't know what song they came out of. What song? I said they came out with a song called Jump. Jump what? Jump who? I'm like, when did that come out? I'm like, I said, y'all need to get off Blackpink. I'm starting to feel bad for them because like everybody didn't forget about this damn tour. She said about Latrice Royale, the shade of it all, honey. Yes. I say y'all need to stop throwing shade in my Blackpink. What song? No, just the girl. They came out with a song called Jump in a music video. Like y'all need to stop. Y'all need to what song? What? Jump? Who that? People was like, what song? What are you talking about? I was like, Blackpink are on tour until January. Yes, they had came out with a song called Jump. Y'all not seen the video? Like, obviously not. Cause like I said, people be in my comment section just roasting. And they don't mean it, but they just like Blackpink ain't doing nothing. I was like, they supposed to be coming out with an album. Yeah, Blackpink in your area? Blackpink is the revolution? See, Sarah says she loved Jump. Sometimes all right. I was like, but they really be serious because they don't understand. But then, then some people, then again, once again, when I talked about Blackpink being on tour weeks ago, a lot of y'all was in my live stream going, Blackpink on tour. I said, oh shit. Girl, what tour? And they on tour? I'm like, yeah, they on tour. People was like, I can't believe they're on tour. I was like, well, I'm done with y'all. Like people honestly really didn't know that they were on tour. And that's because how quiet this tour has been. Like nobody's really talked about the tour. Like when they first went on tour, everybody was all over it. And then after a while, people just kind of forgot that they were on tour. And then Blackpink was there during Fashion Week and they done Fashion Week thing. Girl, I was like, ain't nobody even really seemed to pay attention. I'm like, Lord, I think it's because Blackpink hasn't done a lot of promotional things. You know, I think Blackpink has done a lot of promotional. They haven't done a lot of promos. Like they haven't done a lot of variety shows. They haven't done a lot of things like that. But y'all was like to hell with Blackpink. Fuck about it. I was like, girl, if y'all don't stop roasting my favorite, my fourth favorite girl group, sort of. I don't really like them like that, but you know, I like Blackpink. I respect Blackpink. Yes, they worked a lot with their solo projects, a lot. That they were out there doing their solo thing for a long time, and then they had to come back to YG because YG needed money. So you know, YG's like, look, we're struggling in these streets. We need y'all to come back on tour, and so they're on tour. Tour ends in January, and they've been on tour since May, April. I don't know. I don't think they should have a moment to bond. They had no moment to bond. I watched them stage like we talked about before that their stage performances are very lackluster. And I told y'all before that if BTS or Stray Kids or ATs or any one of our boy groups got out there and did have done Blackpink has, they would have been ran off stage. They've been chased out of a city. If BTS would ever get up there and do the way Blackpink has done, BTS would be chased off the damn stage. They'd be like, they be run out of town. Okay? If BTS would ever in their lives get up there and be like, you know what? We're tired. You know. Yes, the Blackpink tour. You only heard about the right. If they got up there, if BTS, whatever, Stray Kids, whatever, if ATs, whatever, get up there. If you had Felix up there talking about Maniac, baby, other fandoms you would never hear about it. You would never hear the end about, oh my God, Stray Kids then fell off. Oh my God, Stray Kids. Oh my God. Like fans would go crazy. Anti-fans would go crazy. Haters would go crazy. The K media would go crazy. The fact that this is not in the K media, it kills me. I was like, I don't even understand it, girl. I don't even understand it, y'all. I don't even get it how this is not in the Korean media. That Blackpink is on stage literally like girl. And again, I like Blackpink, but after I watched the whole concert stage. I watched in the beginning because I'm like, well, maybe they just rusty. Then I watched in the middle and I'm like, okay, because I'm trying to see if they're gonna prove it. And I watched not too long ago, a couple of months, like a month ago, and I was like, okay, girl, just just there's no way for me to defend that. It's indefensible. The way, especially Jenny. Nothing against Jenny, go girl, but girl, the way she up on stage and the excuses that Blink use, I'm like, if that was BTS and let JK be up there talking about, let JK hit Black Swan talking about, yeah, yeah, yeah. Girl, they be like, JK on stage, look at him. He ain't hitting it right. You know, they would be all over BTS if they got on stage and they weren't performing and they weren't polished and they weren't rehearsed. If BTS would, or any of the groups that I like would ever get up there unpolished and unrehearsed, it would be the end of them. Like BTS would never live it down. The K media would just drown them. BTS then fell off. BTS, they come back as a disaster. BTS can't dance. BTS is old as hell. Like it would just be nonstop. BTS ain't shit all day. It'd be like BTS this, BTS that. We would never hit the end of it. Armies would be online crying. Like what? They're the most popular K group, not even girl group, but say K-pop group. People are coming for them for that, right? You know, I like BTS. It would be over with. Oh, you only worried about the dynamic pricing? Yeah, that should be allowed when they do their tour. Yeah, they did. They should have regrouped and came together. But in their defense, I don't think Blackpink had a lot of time. I think YG rushed them to this concert seemed very rushed. It seemed disorganized. It seemed like they didn't have a lot of time to rehearse or get together or gain that bond and rapport that they had. It just seems like a bunch of just four different people on stage doing four different things. They don't seem very cohesive. Okay, bye, AK. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Have a great holiday, you too. Thank you for being here, girl. I appreciate it. I'm fixing to end this live stream soon. But yeah, it just didn't seem like Blackpink was very cohesive. It seems like they were unpolished, unrehearsed. It seems like half of them don't want to be there. Some nights they want to be there. Some nights they don't want to be there. I don't know what's going on with Blackpink. I'll probably do a video about that too. Let me write it down. Let me write down my videos because I just like it, ladies. I understand that they're contractually obligated. Um, I understand that, that they don't want to maybe not want to be there, but it's sad to see. It makes me sad for the fans because the fans are paying a lot of money for these tickets and they deserve to get their money's worth. And again, I've watched this concert over and over and over again. Like I'm thinking maybe you guys in the beginning, I can understand it being a little rough. Now, weeks and weeks and months in, they still doing the same thing. Like y'all are doing the same thing every night after night. So they should have it down by now, you would think. I don't the group seven, I don't like 17. The Rose, I don't know. I saw the Rose in concert, but no. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about 17. I'm not a fan of the group 17. But yeah, it's very frustrating to watch. Like as a fan, I would be disappointed for people to sit there and make like excuses for this. It shouldn't. It's no excuse. If I spent that much money on tickets, I would be angry. Like how? And then you waited for a Blackpink comeback for 3 years now. Like it's not like they came back just a couple of months ago or a year ago. They've been gone for like two and a half, 3 years. So to have them come back and being very anticipated and fans eager for them to get on stage like that, it's very disappointing and sad to see. You already put in your calendar BTS tour? Brings them to my town. Money again, money being saved. I've been saving my money, girl. I can't wait. I need to know when BTS is coming to Dallas. Yeah. Yeah, at least be professional. Like Jenny may not want to be there, but at least be professional. What are you talking about, Annabelle? I have a BTS channel. I'm a BTS Army centric channel. Happy Thanksgiving, Supernatural. Okay, see you on Saturday, girl. Yeah, I'll be here Saturday. Yeah, BTS members will apologize for being sick and not giving their all, but they were out there like JK would be out there dying. Like I saw these concert videos where they had to put a mask on JK's face because he would be gasping for breath. Like they would be dying, like out there sweating, sweat pouring, about to keel over and pass out. And they still up there like, We didn't give our best. We didn't, and they still wanted to be professional. What day did the tickets go on sale? I'll be sitting on my computer. What day, do y'all know the day that the tickets go on sale? Have they announced when the tickets go on sale? Y'all tell me. Yeah, they give everything. I'd watch the stage and I'm like, wait a minute, they were sick, and they be apologizing and they be upset backstage, and then JK be wanting to get out there and they be telling JK no, Jimin be ready to pass the fuck out, like, oh, I'm like, damn, they over there. I was like, Lord, he finna pass away. I mean, they give it all on the stage. And to know, not yet, you just waiting. I'm waiting too. They announced the cities, but not the sale dates. Oh, did they? I gotta look that up. They announced the cities, but not the sale dates. Okay, I gotta look that up. Okay, well, hold on. Let me write this down. Let me write this down, child. Wait a minute. They announced the cities for tickets. I wonder is my city on there. I didn't know that. When did they announce that? I subscribed to Weverse, so maybe I missed it. Miss Minutes from Loki froze my screen. I didn't see the cities either. Okay, just a girl. Oh, that's just a rumor. Okay, girl. Thank you, Alice. Because I'm like, wait a minute. I'm on Weverse. I'm like, I haven't seen anything on Weverse. I miss Miss Minutes. I miss Minutes. I had a teacher that sounded like Miss Minutes. Hey, look, JK, she waving. Hey, girl. I haven't seen me neither. I didn't see it. No, that's just rumor. Like I said, when it comes to BTS concerts, I try to stay away from spoiler alerts and rumors and theories. People have videos talking about they're gonna do this style and they're gonna do that kind of style of music. I stay away from all that. I want to be completely surprised. But yes, I want to be completely surprised. So, but yes, but yeah, I've said it before that there are K-pop groups that get away with things that BTS are not allowed to get away with. And so Blackpink, I feel like, I don't know what's going on with them, but YG has mismanaged their career. Did you see the video that Miss Rose copied JK words from the song 7? No, I did not. I don't even know what that is. Who is Miss Rose? What is Miss Rose? But yeah, I just feel like, I don't, there are just certain things that BTS and other groups just can't get away with. And the fact that people let Blackpink get up there and dance like this just I was just like, y'all are just crazy. I'm like, I guess that's what we doing. They're like, all right. But I can't wait to see what Blackpink come out. If they come out with a good album, I would be happy. But that song Jump, I listened to it. It was okay. But it just sounded like, a lot of us thought it sounded like an old song from like 2016, 2017. Like it was a Blackpink B-side that they pulled out the vault, and they was like, okay, girls, here we go. We got a song for you. It did not sound like, it didn't sound like a newer song. Why'd you manage Blackpink so bad? Right. I don't understand that, because that's YG's stupid marketing business strategy, which is like scarcity. It's like, we're not going to put too much music out, and we're not going to do like, that's a stupid thing. Like that worked like 10, 15 years ago, but it does not work now. I don't like that YG has mismanaged Blackpink's career so bad. And I think they just can't wait to do a tour and do this album. And I think that they just going to do their solo stuff. Like, I think they want to go and be solo artists. And there's nothing wrong with that, them wanting to be pop stars. And so I don't have any problem with that at all. If that's what they want to do with their career, then ladies, go do it. I thought Blackpink was going to break up years ago. When they first started announcing that they're going to do their solo stuff through different companies, and they were starting their own companies, I thought that they were going to break up a long time ago. I was surprised when they re-signed with YG. So I don't know. You're not a Blackpink fan? I feel sorry for their career mismanagement. Right. YG is mismanaged. And then, like I said, YG was losing money, and I think they rushed this tour because they needed money. YG has lost a lot of money last year. They lost a bunch of money. Like, they had to sell off different divisions. They tried to expand like Hyde did, and it backfired, blew up in their faces. So, YG, But we'll talk about more. And then also, I'd like to say in this on Saturday, I'm going to talk more about the EXO thing. I am surprised that EXO is such a super group and such a popular group that the EXO lawsuit did not make the news like the New Jeans one. I did not even know about the EXO lawsuit until somebody told me about it like a month and a half ago. I didn't know that three members of EXO had a lawsuit. They've lost their lawsuit. They lost their lawsuit. It came out like a week before New Jeans decided to want to go back to New Jeans, besides their announcement. But yes, they lost their lawsuit. So the three members sued SM Entertainment because they're saying that SM Entertainment owed them money and didn't treat them well. So EXO now has announced, like yesterday, I posted it on my channel in my post, the article where SM is just moving on. Like EXO's coming out with a new tour, a new album, promotion starting February. And basically SM is just move on. SM is like, well, so the other three members expressed their desire last month that they wanted to come back. They want to resume activities. SM is like, no, we're good. So SM is telling them, we good. They went from 12 members to 6. Right, girl. 12 members to 6. That's crazy to me. And nobody was talking about this lawsuit. A major group like EXO, a major group that's been around a long time, popular group in South Korea. Popular group. I went to Kai's concert. Who's a member? I went to his concert. It's on my concert vlogs. And I just couldn't believe that nobody was talking about this. But yeah, that the other members, what they call them, CBX or whatever, they like, thanks but no thanks. So I don't know what they're going to do with them. I have no idea. But SM is moving on without them. And so people were saying that these were like parallels to New Jeans as well. People like, well, Adore could do the same thing to New Jeans that SM is doing to EXO. And I was like, well, that's true. So Saturday, we're going to talk more about the parallels between the two. But it is pretty interesting that they have sidelined these other members, these three members. And they were like, okay, I guess we're 6 now. I was like, damn, okay. Right? Dave was like, don't come back. Yeah, yes, again, right, Alice. All of these groups, EXO, Blackpink, a bunch of other ones, all have comebacks and tours scheduled around February, March, or April of next year. So they either have a tour or they have an album coming out like around the same time, like March, February, March, April, like around that springtime, like BTS announced. Oh yeah, Marie Miller said she heard about it the first time from me. Yeah. It's something that I was like, why is this not a bigger story? They've been in litigation for over a year. And I'm just like, so this is not a big story? EXO is a big, big group. Why is this not a story? I still don't get it. Them going from 9 members to 6 is a big deal. Them getting sued by their group is a big deal. And nobody talked about it. Everybody was New Jeans, New Jeans, New Jeans, New Jeans. They forgot all about the EXO SM thing. And I find that the EXO SM lawsuit more fascinating than the New Jeans ones. I mean, yeah, New Jeans has many gens and it's more like a K-drama. But business-wise, I find the EXO members had more of a claim to mistreatment and mismanagement than New Jeans ever did. The EXO members truly, I feel in my heart of hearts, but because of their contract and the way the K-pop industry is structured, I believe the EXO group members had a solid claim of mismanagement and lost wages. They had a solid claim to me. I went back and read all the stuff that people were talking about and the things online, and they had a really solid claim. But we were found that the judge came back and said no, and I knew it because I was like, it's hard for you to get out of your K-pop contract in South Korea. But they had valid points that they were mismanaged, mishandled, mistreated, and underpaid. And so I don't understand why people are not talking about it more. But he said New Jeans. I don't understand why people are not talking about it more. But like I said, on Saturday, we'll talk about it. It's worth talking about because it's very interesting. Because again, SM is moving on. SM is like, you stay over here. So with them moving on, that means that the other 3 members are not going to get any money. They're not going to bring any income. At that situation, there's nothing really, they don't really have any legal claims or recourse, nothing. Like, what are they going to do? Just sit on the sidelines. And that's it. So it's kind of sad. I mean, it really is. It's sad for the EXO fans. It's sad for those 3 members. It's sad for the other members of their group because I'm sure they feel some type of way either way, whether they agree with SM or disagree with SM. And I just can't imagine being in that group and having to deal with a new group dynamic. Like, okay, well, there's 6 of us now, and then the other members of the group talking to you, or messaging them saying, we want to come back, and and then like there's nothing you can do as a group. There's the members. There's nothing they can do. If SM said they don't want them back, they don't want them back, and that is what it is, and that's within their right. They lost the court case. And like I said, the same thing with New Jeans. If Adore come back and say, you three, we're done here. We're done. Or we're just gonna sideline y'all. We're gonna get 3 other people. We just gonna y'all just sit on the back burner until we done. They could do that. And that would be really weird and awkward, but I mean they can do it. So I don't know. Like I said, I'll be back here on Saturday, and hopefully we can discuss things and talk about it in more depth. But for now, I'm just gonna try to eat me a snack. I'm gonna get me some more to eat. I'm gonna give my jaw a rest when I talk, and I got these things. It just makes my jaw just like feel tight. But again, make sure you like, share, subscribe. I do have a K-pop merchandise. Happy Thanksgiving. I have a K-pop merchandise shop. This is one of my shirts. It says K-pop baddie, established 3rd generation. That's what my shirt says. It's a long sleeve shirt. They come in different colors. I have different designs. Check out my t-shirt shop. The holiday season is coming up, you guys. Holidays. So get your t-shirts. I believe we have a sale going on right now. And then what else was I going to say? Make sure you check out my Wattpad where I write BTS fan fiction. I'll be back on Saturday. Make sure you check out my videos, especially my shorts. My YouTube shorts is my favorite part of my channel. I love making YouTube shorts. I love it. If I could do a whole channel with shorts, I would, but I didn't want to do a whole channel about shorts. But and check out my videos. Again, All Day Project drops tomorrow. My videos about Minhee Jin and New Jeans, and my other previous live streams where I talk about Minhee Jin and New Jeans. I got a whole Minhee Jin, New Jeans playlist, so y'all can check that out. Happy Turkey Day, everybody. And thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you for joining my membership. You get to be a member. You get to read all my K-pop gossip. And when I get to about 10 or 15 members, then I will do an entire private live stream where I can really let loose and tell y'all some stuff. I really, because I will be safe. I won't be like have a public stream. I want to do a private stream where I get to tell you guys, some real shit. And then y'all be like, oh my God. And so we can have a real gossip conversation. But this was enough gossip for tonight. So I appreciate everybody being here. And I'm fixing to go and rest. You think New Jeans is my favorite? No, New Jeans not. Yeah, I think New Jeans is the topic that keeps on giving. New Jeans just keep on doing things. Minhee Jin just keeps on doing things. It's like a never-ending drama. And so, yeah. So I'm going to have more topics, more videos. Again, I'm going to try to get that SM video ready for you guys in the Blackpink tour video. I'm going to come on here. And I know the Blinks are going to be mad. Bye, Annabelle. So anyway, you guys have a good night or good day or good evening or wherever you're at. Bye, y'all. I gave y'all the finger heart. I gave you the finger.